for the New York Yankees versus the Baltimore Orioles for first place. The Yankees have a game-and-a-half lead over them after bombing in Boston. After absolutely bombing in Boston. That's what happened to the Yankees over the weekend, man. We just didn't do it. Just couldn't get it done. And we won the first game, then it got embarrassed in the next two. What can you do? That's what happened. So here we are. And right now, Baltimore has a man on first. There's one out. Cortez is on the mound. He's 12 pitches in. Mountcastle is up, hitting 270. And they're coming. They're coming strong for the Yankees. Coming strong. Lamario Hockey, first solo dweller accounted for in the basement. What's going on, Lamario? How you doing, man? What's happening? Hopefully the Yankees can right the ship here, man. Hopefully they can right the ship because they not looking good. Not looking good these past 2 days. Saturday and Sunday, losing to an average Boston team and them stealing 9 bases on us was absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. And that's what happened. What can you do? So what's happening with you, man? 2-2 count right now. Again, one out. I didn't even know the game was on TBS. It's hard to find these games. I'm sitting there. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So I'm like, what happened to these games? Where are they? How do you find them anymore? It's crazy. 1 second. I'm still setting up as I'm talking to you. Still setting up. Lamario, good. What do you think of the profile pic? It's from the debut of the new faction Wyatt 6. They debuted last night on Raw. I can't make it out too well, man, but I know what you're talking about. If that's what you got, man, I like it. Like it a lot, man. That's good stuff. Good stuff. You know, the basement mascot's already getting on, man. Already getting on. That's cool, man. Good stuff. Yankee Kyle, another cellar dweller accounted for. Yankee Kyle's in the basement. Kyle, what happened to the Yankees over the weekend, man? What happened to the Yankees over the weekend? 9 stolen bases, man. Trevino got exposed. They got to watch out tonight, man. That was embarrassing. Losing to another hit. Here we go. First and second. One out. I mean, when you look at the Boston Red Sox lineup, you see Rafael Devers, and who is anybody else on that team besides him? Devers is a great player. Absolutely phenomenal player. And then you look at the rest of the team, it's like, what happened? What happened? I don't understand what was going on there, man. It's just not good. Not good. We got pounded in both games, and now we're only a game and a half up on Baltimore. We got to come back in this. Rocco, what's the problem? Come on, man. So, yeah, anyway, they got first and second right now, one out. Austin Wells is catching. No surprise there. They don't want to have Trevino exposed again. I like Trevino. I do, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. I like Trevino. I don't understand how could it have been that bad? How could it have been that bad? Right? I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. So 1 second, guys. I'm still setting up. Kyle, how you been, man? How's the channel's doing good, man? I've checked. Well, you've seen me, man. I've checked you out your lives a couple of times, man. It's going good. Looks like it's going good. Bear with me 1 second here, guys. All right, Verdugo's back. We got an out going on right here. I don't know if he's tagging up and going to third. He's not, so we're good there. Bad news. We have the bad news is that we have Anthony Rizzo is out. Anthony Rizzo is out for 2 months. So they're pulling up this kid named Chris Snow, I guess. Never heard of the guy, but apparently he's really killing it in minor leagues. To me, you could put Cabrera Oswaldo Cabrera was filling in nicely for DJ, and you can move DJ to first base or try this kid out. But, I mean, Baltimore's right on our tails. They're right on our tails. Santadar's up now. He's hitting 279, 10 home runs. But the Orioles want to take it to the Yankees. You know they do. You know they do, man. They've come a long way these last couple of years. Oh, did they get him? He dropped it. Austin Wells trying to pick off who's at second? I missed the first part of the game. Rutschman, he almost got picked off at second by Wells. Manav, OG cellar dweller accounted for. Manav's in the basement. What's going on, Manav? OG dweller accounted for. Bruin's in the basement. What's happening, Bruin? I was just asking Yankee Kyle in here, man. Guys, don't forget the like button. Just asking Yankee Kyle and the guys, man. Like, what was that over the weekend, man? We went 8-1 on Friday and then got embarrassed by an average Boston team. Average Boston team beat us up. 9 stolen bases, so no surprise that Trevino's not starting today. Trevino is not starting today. Yeah, that wasn't and I like Trevino, man. But we got exposed. He got exposed, man. Other teams are gonna start stealing on us, man. Other teams are gonna start stealing on the Yankees. That was not good, man. That was really bad. And they were on base like every inning. They had runners on base. Even when we beat them Friday night 8-1, if you watched, they had runners on base every inning. They just couldn't get them home. They couldn't get them home. That's the problem. How you guys doing tonight? How's things? Such a bad showing against the Rays. Yeah, it was embarrassing, man. I mean, we pounded the Royals, which the Royals aren't even a bad team this year. They had the 5th, going into that series, they had the 5th best ERA for their starters. 5th best ERA in the league. Might have been in the American League. No, I think it was in the league. Well, anyway, and we pounded them. And then we pounded the Red Sox on Friday. And then just, what was that? That was an absolute disgrace, losing to an average Red Sox team. I didn't recognize anybody's name in their lineup except for Devers. Man. Wow. They'd get a single. They turned it into a triple because Trevino couldn't throw anybody out. Our starting pitching, Stroman was terrible. Rodon was terrible. Luke Weaver, who's usually good out of the bullpen, was terrible. Tonkin was, everybody was off. And now we're only a game and a half up on the Orioles. This is going to be a little bit of this is going to be tough. All right, we got out of it. Good. We got out of it. But see, yet again, runners on base. OG cellar dweller Raleigh, former Marine representing the basement. What's going on, Raleigh? What's happening, man? Good to see you in here. Did you see my message on Discord? No, I'll check it out now. Manav, what happened to the Dallas Mavericks? I haven't watched 1 second of the NBA Finals or 1 second of the NHL Finals. I haven't. I just haven't. I've been watching. I was just hoping Dallas would win, but I knew Boston was going to beat them. I knew it was going to beat them. I didn't know it was going to be that bad, but they beat them, man. Florida took a pounding also on Saturday night, was it? They took a pounding 8-1 by Edmonton. Now, again, it's just one game. You're up 3-0. Now, if Florida loses tonight, now it's like, now you're going back to Edmonton. Now, to me, the real momentum swing is if Edmonton wins tonight. If they win tonight and go back to now the momentum has changed. One game, all right, so what? You gave up 8 goals. You got pounded. You won 3 in a row, so you lose 1. Okay, but Florida has to end it tonight in Florida. If they don't, it's kind of like when the Rangers had the 3-0 lead on the Hurricanes, right? Remember that? Lost the next one 3-1. No big deal. Then we lost the next one and went 3-2. Remember this? Then in the third period of game 6, we were up. We were down 3-1. Remember, and Kreider had to pull out a hat trick. But I haven't watched any of the games. I just haven't. I haven't been into it. Hockey, I can tell you, disgruntled. I'm still disgruntled over the Rangers. So it's hard for me to watch that. In basketball, I just knew Boston was going to beat Dallas because usually I do watch the finals. I already knew Boston was going to beat Dallas. Like everybody should have known that. Dallas doesn't have the depth to compete with the Celtics. The Celtics are super deep, super deep. So we got Rice playing tonight. What is his name? I don't know. It's B. Rice. Major League debut. He's playing first base. DJ's at third base. So Cabrera's not playing tonight. They're trying this kid out. Something Rice. I'd never heard of him. I can't even make it up. We're in the basement. You know that. Anthony Volpe leading off. What's up with Volpe? He was on a real streak, man. He went dead in that weekend series against the Red Sox. Dead. I like Volpe, though, man. He's really turned it around this year. It's hard to get on him too much. But, well, we'll catch this kid's name at some point, but he's hitting like 320-something. He's hitting 320-something. Let me check him out. I'll tell you right now. And I'll check out your thing in Discord, too, Bruin. I'll check it out in a second. And Rizzo is out for 2 months. It is. Yeah, he's out for 2 months. Ben Rice. Ben Rice is this kid's name. He hit 324 in AAA. You got Juan Soto up now. So if Ben Rice doesn't work out, we all know you could put DJ at first and move Oswaldo to third base. I mean, it's not that Cabrera's a good player, man. Cabrera's a really good player. I like him. So we're okay. Rizzo has not been having a great season this year, but it's not that I want to lose him or downplaying it. He hasn't been playing great this year. He's hitting 229. He's 34 years old, right? So it's a loss. It is a loss, but I think, I still think the Yankees will be fine. It's not like Mookie Betts. How about that? Breaking his hand. That's a loss, man. Everybody thought the Dodgers were just going to dominate this whole league this year. They're going to be so far ahead of everybody. The Yankees and the Phillies have the best records in baseball. And Baltimore is right there. Baltimore stuck it to Philly over the weekend, right? I mean, all right, Juan Soto just walked. Soto walked. Here comes Judge. I'm going to hit the Discord at the Bruin, is he? When did you drop that? Today? Hockey guy is updating his history videos. Good. I'm going to check him out. Thanks for letting me know that, man. Thanks, Bruin. All right, so we got Soto on first. Volpe's out. Raleigh, I'm moving back to New York this weekend. All right, Raleigh. Coming back to New York, man. Whereabouts? In the Buffalo area? Moving back to Buffalo? Lamario, I agree with you, brother. Come on, get our act together. Let's go. Let's go, man. Get the act together. They'll be all right. They'll be all right. Hold on. Next pitch to Judge. Fouled it off. I mean, we pounded the Royals, man. And the Royals have been playing better this year. So, but we really need to take that series from the Red Sox to get a little bit ahead of Baltimore. I'm not worried about Boston. Baltimore's our challenge this year. Baltimore's our challenge. Here we go. Base hit. We got first and second now. First and second, and Verdugo's probably coming up. How about Verdugo? Big shout out to him, though. First pitch back in Boston, 2-run blast Friday, got 4 RBIs Friday. He and the rest of the team didn't do much on Saturday and Sunday, but he got him back. He did his thing. He did his thing. Crazy how the Oilers are in the finals despite that terrible start to the season. Yeah, he had injuries. And then what's his name? They had some injuries at the beginning of the year. I think they were like 9-17 or something like that. They won like 16 or 17 games in a row. So they are capable of a reverse sweep, but they got to – I mean, well, of course they got to win tonight. But I'm just saying, Verdugo, oh, no. I thought that was going to be a bloop shot into the outfield. He's actually out. The game's on TNT, by the way, guys. It's on TNT. I'm sitting there watching it on my other channel. I have like outside of Apple TV, which I'm not subscribing to that garbage anymore. Not subscribing to that garbage. I'm not. So that's the only time I won't have it. But what's the problem? Oh, I thought they were reviewing something. So I'm sitting there on my regular Yankee channel, and it's like it's not on. And I got to flip to something else, and then I find out it's on TBS. How come it's so confusing to find games nowadays, man? It's confusing. That's why, remember in the past, I would come on live, and then I would turn the game on. Stanton is not running that out. Oh, wait a minute. Interference on Soto going to third. So the Yankees have first and second. 1 out, and we get nothing. And Soto got called for interference on the shortstop, which he did interfere. How about the Yankees, huh? Now, listen, you want to get into something? How about getting rid of Gleyber Torres? Don't you think it's time? Bin time? We had the bases loaded, nobody out. We're down 4-3 to Boston on Sunday. He has a 3-0 count. And strikes out. He doesn't swing at the first pitch, which is fine. 3-0. You don't swing at the first one. Right down the middle. The next pitch, right down the middle. He doesn't swing. Now it's 3-2. Did you guys see this? And what does he swing at? The one that's in the dirt. He strikes out at the one in the dirt. And then the rest, forget it. Then Trevino strikes out. He's swinging at balls that are 10 feet off the plate. And then when we finally at least needed that sacrifice fly, DJ flies deep out to center field, which didn't matter because we had 2 outs. Gleyber Torres should be gone. His fielding is average at best. I don't know why they hang on to this guy. Too bad John Birdie got hurt. The guy we got from the Marlins, he's fast and he can play second base. I just don't understand why this guy is still on the team. Where are we at? Yankee Kyle. Johnny, I need some Yankee prayers for my father. He's going to have ankle surgery on his 38-year wedding anniversary, which is July 26th. You got it, Yankee. You got it, Kyle. We're pulling for you, man. Pulling for your father. Prayers out to him and to you, my brother. And anybody that has not subscribed to Yankee Kyle's channel, click on his name and subscribe to him. He goes live and he has good conversations. It's fun. I go in there occasionally too. I go in there. So Kyle, man, we're all backing you, brother. It's good to have you in here tonight. You can see Rocco back there with his Aaron Judge jersey on. There he goes. Probably going to go get some water, and he's ready to pass out. So he's there he is. He's kind of moving around. So prayers up for you, Kyle, and your family. We're hoping the best for you, brother. Hoping the best for your dad. Raleigh, I'm going to miss San Diego living, but the prices out here are getting way too much, and I miss family. Been 6 years away, so I'm ready to go back. Yeah, you did your time in the service, in the Marines. Time to come back. And, yeah, they are expensive out there. I told you, when I was trucking, I went from Dodge City, Kansas to Wilmington, California. You know, Southern California. I went to Wilmington to the ports over there and dropped at the ports and then went up. But the fuel out there, I always tried to fuel my rigs before I got into Cali, even though obviously I'd have to get at least one fuel, but I would only go like half up, man. The prices out there are insane. I thought New York was expensive. Holy crap, man. They're expensive out there. So I go down to Wilmington and all them little towns down there, man. Then I go up to Oakland and then across the Sierra Nevada mountains, right across Nevada, Wyoming, into Nebraska, back to Dodge City, Kansas, and repeat. So I know those Cali prices, Raleigh, are ridiculous. But the weather in San Diego is amazing. Look at that. Ground out, and Cortez didn't cover first base. There you go. Now, in Cortez's defense, Rice, he's a rookie. Just came up from AAA. Rice should have let Torres play as we're ripping Glaber, right? But he should have let Glaber play that and threw it to first. So in Cortez's defense, he didn't come off the mound because it actually looked like it was going to be a ground out to second base. No matter what, man on first, nobody out. Here we go again with the Yankees and having runners on base every inning. We just went through a weekend of this. But yeah, Raleigh, San Diego's beautiful. It's the ultimate weather year-round. Man. I only been to San Diego. I only dropped down there a few times. I mainly went from the ports in Wilmington and LA up to Oakland, to the ports in Oakland, and then across. So that was that. Angus, another cellar dweller accounted for. What's up, Angus? Nice when you can watch on one channel platform, then have to figure out the needed. Yeah, isn't that great? Angus, I used to come on and then just assume that I had the channel. And I would sit here at the beginning of these live streams trying to find the game. When I grew up, now I'm making myself sound old. I mean, you didn't go through this garbage. I got to actually look to see where these games are before I turn them on now. Right, Rocco? It's annoying. Rocco wants to say, what's up, everybody? He's took his meds. He's ready to fall asleep. Just wants to see. He always wants to get on camera and say hello, say what's up. Sporting his Aaron Judge. Oh, Volpe, great play. He's out at second. Great play by Volpe if you're watching this. That was beautiful. Beautiful play. Yep, Rocco's going to be 14. 14 in October. Hanging in there. Doing good. He's tired. His meds are kicking in. His arthritis is he's doing all right. You guys already know. Yeah, everybody prayers up for Yankee and his father. Angus Bruin, how you doing? Raleigh, Johnny, my rent was $2,600 a month for an apartment. That's insane. Insane. $2,600. And it was like, what, a one-bedroom? Man, I know those prices out there. And even the regular gas prices are out of this world. Regular gas prices out there, when they're expensive out here, $3.97, $3.47. The prices out there are almost $5, right? What's gas out there for 87? Like $4.50 or something? It's crazy. It makes New York look like easy living. Hey, you get the more Bills games this year. Maybe you can hook up with Gunner and Lockport and all the guys. They always hook up at games, man. And I don't know where Bills King Mafia, Daniel, I haven't seen him in here in a long time. Where's he been? $4.89 today. Where I live, man, it's like $3.47. Look at that. $4.89, Raleigh. That's insanity. $4.89. That's insane, man. Insane. $4.89. Yeah, I would assume you would be going to tons of Bills games this year. Tons. You've seen it go up to $5.20. Holy crap, man. When I first started driving, gas was like $1.10. Can you imagine that? $1.10 a gallon. $1.10. That's insane. The Yankees this year, man, no matter what they have to do, they have to sign Soto. I'll say it all year long. They have to sign Soto. You're the New York Yankees. You sign guys like this. No matter what he wants, you sign him. Stolen base coming. Oh, swing and miss. Foul ball. All right, so we still got the man on first, one out. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Cortez this year. When he comes out on the mound, I'm real iffy with him. I know he was great 2 years ago. He made the All-Star team, and everything was great. Everybody was happy. Last year, he got injured for most of the year, right? Like everybody else on the team. This year, I just don't know. Here we go. Should be it's not going to be a double play. No way. All right, we got the lead runner again at second base, so that's good. Look at Cortez up to 38 pitches already in the second inning. That's the thing with the pitch clock. Now, I do like the pitch clock. I like it overall. But these pitchers are throwing a lot more pitches, man, and they're getting almost to 100 pitches by like the fifth inning. Crazy, right? Yeah, I've seen it go up to 520. Read the Angus, even cheap. St. Louis is getting expensive, $4 a gallon. Yeah, well, it's election year. We're not getting into politics. I'm just saying every election time the fuel prices go up and everybody vote. You guys already know the story. I think it's like 347. Yeah. Rick, no G cellar dweller accounted for. Rick is in the basement. What's going on, Rick? What's happening, man? We're in the top of the second inning. We just went over how bad the Yankees were over the weekend. Of course, we can gripe. You can gripe as well. James McCann. I remember when he was on the Mets. I see. You know what? I can't believe that football training camp is already a month away. Only a month away. What is it, like July 23rd, 20th, something like that? And he flew out. We're out of the inning, guys. Out of the inning. Yeah, he flew out. We're only a month away from training camp. And I really don't care about the narratives and all the hate and all this and all that. I'm just waiting for the season to start. Last year, I got caught up reading every article about the Jets and Aaron Rodgers. And this year, just waiting for the season to start. I don't care about who's holding out. I don't care about if Aaron Rodgers sees aliens or think there's people have body doubles out there. He wants to be the Jeopardy host or vice president. I only care that he said he wants to bring a trophy to the Jets. That's all I care about. I don't care about the rest of it. I don't care about him missing 2 days, 2 days of practice. He was at every voluntary practice before that. I stopped watching the sports media for a little while because that was like the hottest topic, that he missed 2 days of mandatory practice. So what? A whole bunch of people missed mandatory practice on a lot of teams. Is CeeDee Lamb going to be terrible this year because he missed mandatory practice? It's so dumb. That shows you there's no news stories, none, that you have to bring this up to a guy that's been in the league 15 years. He's 40 years. He was at all the voluntary ones, and apparently they knew about it. Who cares? I read one article on it and left it. But every time I turned on the sports media, they're obsessed with talking about it. It's insane. I don't care. Get the season started, and let's just say he gets hurt in the first game again. For whatever reason, he gets hurt. Tyrod Taylor can still take this team to the playoffs. You got a real backup quarterback. You got a real offensive line. He can take him to the playoffs. It's just funny. You know what? Little sidebar. I am so interested in seeing. Remember all the beef between Sean Payton and Nathaniel Hackett and Aaron Rodgers and the back and forth? Watch Sean Payton turn Zach Wilson into something. Watch. The Jets will never hear the end of it if Zach Wilson turns out to be decent quarterback, because he did show signs. Now, what if Sean Payton takes this kid and turns him into something? That'll really, really be the narrative. And you think he's not trying to do that? That would be amazing. That would be funny. Angus, at least the baseball Cardinals are a game over 500. Yeah, the Cardinals are like, they're another team, man. It's just, they're historically just, you always think they're going to be great, man. They've been struggling this year. They are a disaster. Yeah, they've been struggling really badly. Well, here's this kid, Ben Rice. Here he is. And he's 0-1. You know, it's funny. You know he's nervous as hell right now, and I don't blame him. I would be too. You're filling in for Anthony Rizzo. You're in New York. He just swung at two. Ben Rice in the minor leagues this year hit 275, 15 home runs, 36 RBIs in 60 games. That's pretty impressive. What did I say? He hit 374 or 324? I was wrong. It's 275. I don't know what I was looking at. I think Rocco's got to go outside, which I might have to take a break here for a second, guys. He's roaming all over the place. Be great if this kid hit one out in the park. But hey, why not try him out? Because the Yankees know they can try him out. He was a 12th round pick in 2021 draft. He's young. We got the backups that can try him out. All right, he flew out the left. Okay, all right. Mandatory practice, right, Rick? Mandatory. Can you imagine, like, the media is, like, hocked up on this, man? Like, who cares that he missed 2 days? Like, who cares? Not showing loyalty. It's just ridiculous. Like, then why was he at the voluntary practice? And apparently he had told them during his rehab that he was going to miss those times, and they told him it would be unexcused or whatever. Who cares? Who cares? It's unbelievable what the media hops on and the narratives they hop on. It's insane. It's insane. So I guess the season's over because he missed two practices. I guess it's over already. So it's just weird, man. It's weird. So I haven't paid. Hassan Reddick is holding out on the Jets, which he promised he wouldn't do. I saw that. Just media buzz. Yeah, because there's nothing else going on. The NBA Finals was boring. And the NHL, the Stanley Cup, I mean, unless Edmonton makes it interesting and wins tonight, that pretty much was boring too, right? And I didn't watch any of the games, none. I was being a disgruntled Rangers fan and refuse to watch the Stanley Cup. An NBA Finals I normally would have watched, but I just knew that Boston was going to win. So I'm just disgruntled. I just can't get over it. I'm still angry about the Rangers. I really am. Like, I don't know what else they have to do to win. I just don't know what else they have to do. They have the team. I just don't get it. Here's Glaber with his 222 batting average. He's got to go. Glaber's got to go at the trade deadline. He's got to go. He's run his course here in New York. He's got to go. Bottom of the second inning, still 0-0, full count, 1 out. Glaber's batting 7th in the order. But he's got to go. And he just walked. Wow. Red Sox. He swung at one that was in the dirt. I don't know how he swung, but doesn't swing at the two before that were right down the middle. Rob, another cellar dweller accounted for. Rob's in the basement. What's going on, Rob? What's happening, man? Angus, about the only off-the-field sports I pay attention to is trades. Like lately, I've really been trying to, and I've been pretty successful this season. Here's a crazy, hold on, Austin Wells is up. This guy's starting to hit, and there he goes. That's a big hit. That's a big hit. Keep going. That's all the way in the corner. That was a great one-out double by Austin Wells, who's starting to hit now. The guy is starting to hit. He's hitting 208, and I got to tell you, he's up to 208, so he's starting to hit. Great shot right down the right field line into the corner. So we got Glaber on third, Wells on second, and I believe DJ's batting now. DJ's still hitting 9th. That's Austin Wells' 8th double this season. This guy's starting to play. Here we go. Come on, DJ. Come on. Now, remember, guys, he missed a lot of time, so it's almost like spring. He didn't get spring training. Or did he? There's a bouncer. They're going home with it. Torres is out at home. Are we going to have a hard time scoring again? They brought the infield in. They brought the infield in on that, and it worked. DJ hit it right to shortstop. You know, it's funny when they rip on the Jets a lot, they never talk about the Jets defense. They never talk about their defense. They just talk about their horrendous offensive line, which they fixed, and Aaron Rodgers. They don't ever bring up Breece Hall. They don't bring up Garrett Wilson because there's nothing to attack there. And they never bring up their defense, which was number 3 overall in the league last year, in spite of having the worst offense in the league. So those are the only 2 areas they attack. And since they revamped the offensive line, they still attack it, and they still attack Rodgers. They never bring up those other pieces that I just talked about because there's nothing negative about the Jets defense. Nothing. 0. So they can't – there's nothing – they're never going to bring up something that's going to be a positive. That's why I don't listen anymore. I watch the games, and I read about the games. Like articles, I'll read articles about the actual game and what happened in the game and why something or something didn't happen. But when it comes down to players and narratives, I don't follow them anymore. I used to watch the debate shows. I don't even watch those anymore because it's all the same stuff. So, and like I said earlier, they're even turning on Josh Allen now. Josh Allen, all of a sudden, because he didn't live up to their narrative, but he's going to be this, he's going to be that. Now it's all his fault. It's like Gunnar. I always credit Gunnar for calling Igor Shesterkin, the Rangers goalie. He's the Josh Allen of hockey. Amen. Puts the entire team on his back, does everything he can possibly do to keep the team in the game. And then when they lose, it all goes on Igor and all goes on Josh Allen. The only guys that are doing everything under the sun to make their team win. And they're the ones that get the overrated tag. They get the overrated tag. It's hilarious, isn't it? Where are we at? This is the first cup I watched in a long time. Hopefully Edmund can push it to 6. I hope so, too. If they push it to 6, I'll start watching. Maybe we'll do a couple games in here if they push it to 6. If they win tonight. Oh, Volpe is out of gap. Yes. The Yankees get a run in. The Yankees get a run in. They actually get a run in. We haven't seen this in a while. There we go. Volpe gets the RBI. He's back to hitting after failing miserably over the weekend. I mean, Saturday he was 0 for 5. Terrible. So, yeah, Rob, if they push 6 games, I'm going to start watching it. Rick, I was watching the game the other night at the bar and was talking to a Canes fan from Charlotte. Wow, how is he feeling? How about the Canes, man? You know, we talk about the Bruins and the Rangers being like, you know, what do they need to do to win? Like, they have the teams to do it. How about if you're a Carolina fan? Here's Juan Soto up right now. 2 on, first and second, 2 out. Ball 1. People are scared. This is the scary part of the Yankee lineup. Getting to Soto and Judge. Stanton is playing this year. Stanton has been hitting this year. He's been hitting. Here's Soto. Strike 1. 1-1. Canes fans, I mean, come on, man. They've had the team, too, to win. They've had teams to win. And they get knocked out in the second round a couple times. They got swept in the Eastern Conference Finals last year by Florida. There's some just head-scratching teams in the East. Like, what is going on? And Florida gets there twice. Not that they don't have a team. It's just, how do you get there twice in a very tough East? And these teams can't even make it once. I mean, we're complaining about the Rangers, and I said to Bruin, too, like, Bruin, you're a Bruins fan. You got to be even more, like, in an uproar. Like, what the hell is going on? Buffalo Bills fans, it's like at least when you lost, okay, you lost to Mahomes and the Chiefs. They went on to win a couple Super Bowls or more, and it's like, all right, well, that's like, it's not like you lost to some scrub. It's like you lost to teams that are like a mini dynasty right now. So that's a little more, I won't say easier to swallow. Just you get the point. You get the point. Juan Soto this season with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. He's hitting 400. You signed this guy. And as I said that, he struck out. I jinxed him. You rarely see that. Soto strike it out with men on base. You rarely see that. And I just jinxed it because I had to bring up that stat. What was that Canes fan talking about, man? He must have been like, wow. Yep, Volpe, Rick. Volpe. We'll see what we got going on tonight. Hopefully we can hang in there and win this thing tonight. Garrett Cole is back tomorrow night, by the way, guys. Garrett Cole is back tomorrow night. So that's good. That's a good thing, man. And I was just trying to look up something, and I forgot what the hell I was about to do. Garrett Cole's back tomorrow night. It's gone. It's gone. We're in the basement. It's gone. Just out of curiosity, let me check this out. So, yeah, Bills King Mafia Daniel. Haven't seen him in a long time. Gardini. I don't know what's up with Gardini. Haven't seen him in a long time. Where's Gardini been? No Gunner tonight? No, but I'm talking about guys that we haven't seen in a while. It's crazy. Bills King Mafia, Gardini. Who else? Where am I at? I just lost myself. Oh, there you guys are. Yeah, Cole train. Right. Garrett Cole's back tomorrow night. Think about how great this team has been playing to make it easier for him to rehab, easier for him to come back, to take his time coming back and be ready to go, because Carlos Rodon overall has night and day difference from last year when they were saying, man, hopefully he gets back to form this year. No one expected it. Overall, I mean, he didn't pitch well Saturday, but you guys know overall he's been doing great. Stroman, doing great. Forget the weekend. We know they both had bad games over the weekend. Overall, doing great. Cortez, it's 50-50. Clark Schmidt has been good as a starter. Luis Heel has been lights out. So now you bring East Cole back into the equation. Rizzo is a loss, but he hasn't been playing like he normally has this year. And just as a side note, get Pete Alonso, who seems to be disgruntled on the Mets. Bring him over here, because I think Rizzo, he's a lot young. What is Alonso, like 27? Rizzo is older now. He may be done after this. Does he have another year on his contract? That's what I wanted to look up, if he had another year on his contract or not. I don't know if he does or not. OG of OGs, Mr. Marine, accounted for in the basement. What's going on, Mr. Marine? Tuesday night, Johnny, what's more exciting than the Rangers win in 94 or the Yankees 4 out of 5 World Series? I'm going to tell you what. It's the Rangers winning in 94 because it had been 54 years at that point. And it seems like we're trying to get to another 54 years, right? Because now it's going to be 31 years going into the season. That would be more significant because the Yankees winning 4 out of 5, after a while, it's kind of like we knew they were going to win. And we knew they were going to win. And it had only been when they won in 96, we hadn't won a World Series since what, 78 after the back-to-backs? We hadn't won since 78. We made it in 81, but lost to the Dodgers. Remember? That was Dave Winfield's first World Series with the Yankees. We lost that. I think he hit .81. So they lost that World Series. And then they didn't even see a World Series from 1981 all the way to 96. 95, we had a 2-0 lead. Remember, 95 was the first year of the wild card, and we had a 2-0 game, 2-0 lead over the Mariners, and then blew the next 3. We're the first team to do that. So after that, and then Don Mattingly retired. Then after that, we started winning. I still think the Rangers winning in 94 was the bigger deal because it had been so long. And Mark Messier brought what he said he would do when he came here, which is now what Aaron Rodgers is trying to do. Now, if Aaron Rodgers does win a Super Bowl with the Jets, if he does, he'll be as huge as Messier. Everybody looks at Messier as a Ranger. more than an Edmonton Oiler, and he'd won 5 cups with the Oilers. One of them without Gretzky. Yeah, I saw that. I agree with it, though, Mr. Marine. When you think the guy was a playoff monster for us, but he was non-existent during the regular season. He only scored 4 goals in 80 games. They got to make some moves, man, but Goodrow is definitely not to blame for the playoffs. He kept us in the playoffs. Goodrow kept us in the playoffs. He has 2 Stanley Cup rings with the Tampa Bay Lightning. They brought him over for the playoffs and for his playoff veteranship in the playoffs, man. So he served his purpose, no doubt. But to keep paying him, I mean, we got to start digging somewhere. Got to start digging somewhere, man. I would trade Mika also, by the way. If you can get the right package back, I would trade Mika. I would trade him. We paying these guys some big money. He has a no-trade clause, so that probably won't happen. He has a full no-trade clause. But, I mean, come on, man. And they need another guy on that first line that can play with them. Roslovic seemed pretty good when we first got him. Someone's got to go. And Goodrow was not to blame for the playoffs. He's the last guy you point a finger at. Last guy. But not productive during the season. LeMahieu, that's an out. We got 2 outs now. Nobody on base. Top of the 3rd inning. Rick, LOL, it was 54 years. That reminds me of the line from the old lady. It's been 84. Oh, right. They needed to win that World Series. They needed to win that Stanley Cup, man. And you should know, Rick, the Islander chants. 1940. They kept doing it over and over and over until we finally won. But how come New York teams like to win World Series, win Stanley Cups, win the look at the Knicks. They haven't done anything since the 70s. They've made 2 finals, 94 and 99. Lost them both. Now 99, you knew they shouldn't have even made it in 99. But 94, man, we should have beaten the Rockets. 99, you're not beating Tim Duncan and Parker, Ginobili, Sean Elliott, Bruce Bowen. You're not beating. That Knicks team wasn't beating them. That was a strike short in season 2 in 99. And then we all know about the Knicks after that. Van Gundy was done December of 2001, and we were just done after that. For a long time. But New York team, man, we haven't. Oh, and you're caught by a judge in center field. 3 outs. Yankees still up 1-0. Going to the bottom of the 3rd. Oh, if they had Ewing in 99, Mr. Marine, we would have beaten the Spurs if they had Ewing. Oh, but they traded him to the Sonics. Remember that? He went to the Sonics. And then we brought in more bad contract. Oh. I think we went over this the other night or last week when I was on. Only the New York teams, it seems like, can waste players like we do. Lundqvist, Ewing, Igor so far, Aaron Judge. If we don't win a World Series with him, another wasted future Hall of Fame player. Goodness gracious. Curtis Martin on the Jets. Curtis Martin. 14,000 yards, over 14,000 yards rushing in 11 seasons. No ring. I mean, come on. Give me a break. What can we get for 93 for Mika? It would have to be a great package, man. And I like Mika. I like him. But how far? We can't keep this core together. Either that or you get a great linesman to go with that front line of Kreider, Mika. I'm still pissed. You want to blame people, and it's hard to say it, but you blame Kreider, you blame Panarin, you blame Mika. Those guys were non-existent in that Eastern Conference final. Our big three were big duds. That's why I said Goodrow's the last guy. He might be the first one to be released, but he's the last guy to be blamed. The last guy. Remember, he won it in overtime. What did he score, like 6 goals in the playoffs? He scored 4 the whole season. He's the last guy to blame. The last guy. But they're going to have to make a little tinkering. Not much, but you got to do a little tinkering. Mika was non-existent in almost the entire playoffs. Forget about the Florida series. Panarin scored 49 goals during the year. Where was he? Where was he? Like we said, we're proud of the Knicks. All the injuries, all the battles they had to go through, the bench, the deep bench, Precious Achiuwa, guys coming off and just going crazy. I mean, all the injuries they fought through. They finished number 2 in the East. They went as far as they could go. Next man up mentality. Everybody was just got each other's back. That's a team. They played as a team. They played their hearts out. Proud of them. Proud of what they did in the face of adversity. Rangers, they freaking wilted with a full team. Aaron Judge up right now. Speaking of Aaron Judge, Mr. Marine, it makes you want to think how the Yanks won with Jeter for Rivera. Oh, Judge got hit, and he got hit in the hand. Come on, don't be a mookie. Look, we don't need Judge hurt. He just got hit in the hand. I mean, we just lost Rizzo. The Dodgers lost Mookie Betts. Rizzo's out for 2 months. Now you're going to make me think of numbers here, Mr. Marine. 42, that's obviously Mariano Rivera. 18. 21 is Paul O'Neill. 24 is Tina Martinez. 18? When I think of 18, I think of Darryl Strawberry, but I think that was his number on the Mets. 18. Amen. I totally agree, even as an Isles fan. Yeah, Rick, I mean, come on. By the way, the Islanders, I think, are going to be really strong next year. Meant to say 51. There you go, Bernie Williams. When I think of 18, I think of Darryl Strawberry, who that was his number on the Mets. I don't know what his number was on the Yankees. I don't think it was 18, though. Yeah, with Bernie, right. How they won with it? I'll tell you how they won, Mr. Marine. They played small ball. They weren't a home run team or nothing. They weren't home run or nothing. And these Yankee teams have been home run or nothing. Home run or nothing. Home run or nothing. Remember, for a while, 2017, like the only guy that could play small ball, dropping buns, stealing, was Brett Gardner. Brett Gardner was like our last guy that was doing that. Brett Gardner was our only small ball guy. Everybody else was a home run or nothing guy. The teams back then that you're talking about, those teams were all small ball. Get the guy over. Keep moving the bases. Next man up. Next man up. Move the bases. Get singles. We didn't rely on home runs. This Verdugo. Judge is at second, going to third. He's not hurt. That's great. The trainers came out and went back there, so they're good. Verdugo just got a big single. He's another guy, by the way. He's in a contract year. I would sign him for next year. He's been the best left fielder we've had in a couple of years now. Remember the Aaron Hicks debacle and putting Cabrera? I like Cabrera, but putting him out there. IKF was out there. Remember that? We had nothing. That was like a non-existent position for the Yankees out there. So anyway, Verdugo just got a hit. We got first and third right now. I think there's only one. Is there one out or no outs? Stanton's up right now. Again, Stanton is reborn this year. Hitting 237, 17 bombs, and 40 ribs. 774 OPS. The guy is playing. And yes, he's not a 300 hitter anyway. So 237 with those numbers right now. And he's been getting clutch hits. So first and third right now. Bottom of the third inning. Strike one. Nobody's out. So we should get the runner home. So they played small ball. You had Joe Torre, who had Don Zimmer as his bench coach. Mel Stottlemyre was the pitching coach. You had an all-star staff. The guys knew how to play. You had Joe Girardi behind the plate in 96, and you had Jorge Posada after that. And we had players. We had guys that knew how to win and wanted to win. Come on, Stanton. It's 1-1 right now. 1-1 on Stanton, bottom of the third. One thing Stanton always swings at, if you've been watching games, he always swings at the sweeper. The slider goes way off the plate, and he always reaches out for it. He always does it, and every pitcher throws that. If this pitcher Suarez was paying attention, he would throw big-time sliders at or sweepers or whatever they want to call them now, off the plate, because he'll swing at them 80% of the time or more. He'll swing at them. But I would sign Verdugo for next year. I would definitely sign him, man. He loves playing in New York. He's got a great attitude, and I mean, he's got the attitude. We need. Oh, Stan just took what looked like a changeup. It just kind of floated right in the middle of the plate, and he didn't swing. Now watch him strike out on something in the dirt after I bigged him up. Come on. Whoa. Meant to say 51, Mr. Marine, 39. 39 from back then? Oh, that was Darryl Strawberry's number, 39. I liked Strawberry, man. I liked Strawberry. He was one of the few guys that could play. Oh, there's a hit. Got to run in. Stanton got a key hit up the middle. 2-0 Yanks. 2-0 Yanks. And now it's first and second, nobody out. Big hit for Stanton right up the middle. Right up in the middle, man. Boom. Beautiful. This guy didn't throw him one slider, and that's Stanton's like kryptonite. Slider like 10 feet off the base, and he'll swing at it. 39 was Strawberry, David Cone. These guys can go to Old Timers Day at I almost said Shea Stadium, at Citi Field and at Yankee Stadium. Both cities love them. Both teams love them. Both teams love both of those guys. And Dwight Gooden could too, by the way. Trey, another cellar dweller accounted for. Trey is in the basement. What's going on, Trey? Good to see you back in here, brother. Bond, another cellar dweller, and first, Ozzy in the base. What's going on, Bond? Everybody's doing good here, man. Everybody's doing good, Bond. Great to see you in here, man. Gunner, OG cellar dweller accounted for. Gunner's in the basement. What's going on, bro? Yankees, man. Trying to start playing again, Gunner. We're trying to start playing again. And, Gunner, Raleigh's moving back to Buffalo. Raleigh is moving back to Buffalo, Gunner. So here we go. Ben Rice, he's 0 for 1, major league debut. For those that don't know, Anthony Rizzo is out for 2 months with a fractured hand. Ben Rice was called up from the minor leagues. He was hitting 275 with, 40 RBIs, a handful of home. I don't know how many home runs. I forget already. Anyway, he's up. They're going to test him out, I guess. See if he can fill in for the position, but even if he can't, we got Oswaldo Cabrera could play third base and move DJ right over to first. So we got the backing. We got the bench that we could do this. I don't know how long John Birdie is out. We got him from the Marlins. He's fast. He can play multiple positions, but I don't know what happened to him. He has some weird injury. He hasn't played in a while. Trey, still hurt by the Rangers loser, but happy about the Yankees. Oh, we were just talking about that, Trey. Barclay Goodrow was released today. He was waived today, Barclay Goodrow. The last guy to blame. Ben Rice with a hit. Ben Rice got his first hit in baseball. In his major league career, he's got his first hit. Bases loaded, still nobody out. Good for him. He's smiling ear to ear, and he should be. You know he's nervous. Coming up New York in the Bronx, major league debut, and he got the hit. He's feeling great. Good for him. Good for him. All right, Glaber's up with the bases loaded with nobody out. Sound familiar? Probably the last guy we want to see up at this plate with nobody out. Boy, did he drop? Did he lay a dud on Sunday? Bases loaded, 3-0 count, and he strikes out. You can't make this crap up, man. Come on, Glaber, you owe a lot. You owe Yankee fans a lot for doing that garbage. So yeah, Trey, we were just going on and talking a little bit. Trey, what do you think about what do you think the Rangers move should do? Not a lot, but they need to make some moves. Glaber, sacrifice fly. This should get a run in. It definitely get a run in. Verdugo's going home. He easily gets there. Glaber, man, where was that? Where was that the other night? Sacrifice fly. Where was that? It would have tied the game. All right, so now it's 3-0 Yankees. Boy, the Orioles talked a lot of garbage coming in about how they're going to overtake first place, and I don't blame them. They're an up-and-coming team. They've been in the horrible for years. Now they have a young team that's finally starting to pay off. Yankees just came off 2 bad losses. You know they're pissed. You ain't beating us in the Bronx. Anyway, 3-0 Yankees right now. Austin Wells, who I said earlier, the guy's starting to hit. He's starting to hit. When I said his average was up to 204, it's a little bit higher now. I meant it. It was up to 204. Where am I? Yeah, wait, hold on. Does Florida take the series tonight? I hope not. I hope not, Gunner. I'll start watching it. I haven't watched anything because I'm so disgruntled about the Rangers. But I will start watching it if they take it. If they win, if Edmonton wins tonight, I'll start watching the series. Austin Wells, runners in scoring position this year. He's hitting 292. This guy's starting to play. I'm going to stop talking. When I was talking about Soto at runners in scoring position, he struck out. Bond, remember to hit the like button for a home run on your way into the basement. That's right. That's right, Bond. That's right. Everybody's saying, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? How is everybody doing? Rick, my 2 teams have a guy named Rice now. Ben Rice for the Yanks and Declan Rice for Arsenal. What? Ben Rice. Hopefully this kid does something. Hey, I mean, like I said, the Yankees are deep. They can take a chance on a kid coming up. Like I said, they can put Oswaldo. I like Oswaldo Cabrera. He's playing better this year. Oh, come on. I'm not talking about people having great averages with runners in scoring position anymore tonight. I'm not talking about anymore tonight. I did it with Soto. He struck out. I just did it with Wells. He struck out. I'm done. I'm not mentioning when they show great stats for runners in scoring position. I'm not talking about it. Not talking about it. That's the second guy I jinxed. Trey, he's paid too much. Oh, I hope they take it 7 also. I hope they take it to game 7 also too, Trey. I missed your other comment. Oh, that would be great. That would be great. I will watch. If Edmonton wins tonight, I'll watch the games. DJ's up, hitting 9th. He's going to come around. He's missed a lot of time. He'll start coming around. Trey, he's paid too much, but he did great in the playoffs. I hear the Rangers want Stamkos and Kane in the offseason. Bring Steven Stamkos here. Please bring him here. I'll take him. But we need players like that because we have a team to win now. Barkley was getting paid too much. He had 4 goals in 80 games, but more importantly, he did really well in the playoffs. He did what Panarin, Mika, and Kreider should have been doing. He did it. He was our saving grace in a couple of those games to keep us in the series against Florida. DJ ground out. They're out of the inning. Going on to the 4th inning, it's 3-0 Yankees. He is paid too much, Trey. He had to go. I still think they should trade Mika. Guy disappeared. He has a disappearing act in the playoffs all the time. I still think they should trade him. He has a full no-trade clause, but you got to make something attractive for him. I think that's a big move they should be making. Patrick Kane, bring him back to the Rangers. When he played for us, he was playing injured. I guess he was more hurt than we thought. He did pretty well for Detroit. Bring him back. If the Rangers want to make a 1-year push and freaking make it, bring in those 2 guys. That would be great, Trey. That'd be great. Stamkos is a leader, man. That guy is a leader. He already has a couple of cups under his belt. He's lost 2 cups, right? He lost to 2015? I think it was 2015 they lost to the Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup. Then 2019 they had that embarrassing sweep by the 8th-seeded Columbus Blue Jackets, who made the playoffs at the midnight hour. Remember that? They were the record-setting team for wins at that time. By the way, Bobrovsky was the goalie for the Columbus Blue Jackets. He was also the goalie that knocked off Boston Bruins when they were the 8th seed, and the Bruins were the record-setting team. Crazy, man, but true. Stamkos would be good. He'd be really good. Mr. Marine doesn't want Patrick Kane on the team. Okay. Yeah, where's Trouba? I don't know. Trouba might drop in at some point. I haven't been on in a week. And I probably won't be on again. Maybe tomorrow night. Maybe. Garrett Cole is back tomorrow night, guys. Garrett Cole is back tomorrow night. Maybe tomorrow night I'll be back on, guys. Maybe. The rest of the weekend I won't be, though. I won't be. If I'm not on tomorrow night, look for me again next week. I told you guys know the summer. We got the grandkids up. We're doing a lot of things this summer. Just like last year, June and July, I was very sporadic. So it'll be the same this year. I'll be on hopefully at least twice a week. If I'm not on tomorrow night, I'll be on again next week because the rest of through the weekend, I'm just busy doing stuff. But I get on when I can, and then we'll be back into the playoffs for baseball, football season, and I'll be back on all the time. So June and July, just like last year, man, I'll be sporadic. Trey, the Yankees winning in 2009 was the last championship of a team I cheer for. That seems like forever ago. It is hard being a New York sports fan, man. It really is. Like we were just saying, Trey, I'm not going to get all into it again, but we were proud of the Knicks and the fight that they showed. They showed more fight than a fully healthy Rangers team showed. It's hard being a New York fan. You're not kidding. And that includes the Buffalo Bills fans, too. People always forget Buffalo is, it's tough. We have all these teams, man, and we just can't get over the hump. I'm so disgruntled, Trey. That's mainly the reason I didn't watch the Stanley Cup. The NBA Finals, I just knew Boston was going to beat Dallas, so it wasn't an intriguing series for me. I just knew Boston was going to beat Dallas. Not that I wanted them to. I just knew they were. They're too deep, and Dallas is not too deep. Rick, LOL, just call you Johnny. Johnny Jinx It. That's right. That's on my name tonight, Johnny Jinx It. Holy crap. That's a ground out to Volpe. We got one down. I'm the jinx when they show Juan Soto hitting 400 this season with runners in scoring position. 400. And he strikes out. I'm sure Aaron Boone told him why. That's because Johnny is on YouTube right now and jinxed you. I'm sure that's what it was. Mr. Marine, Rangers could have had Stamkos in 2010. Why did he veto it? Owner. Barry Melrose. Barry Melrose, I believe, was the coach. He wanted to trade Stamkos. He wanted to trade Stamkos when he first got there. And then Guy Boucher took over the Tampa Bay Lightning at that point. Guy Boucher. And then after that, John Cooper came in for the Lightning. Now, that's a guy, John Cooper, who's stayed with the Lightning. Most teams would have fired him. If he was a New York coach, he would have been fired. And Steve Yzerman, who was the general manager at the time, saw something in Cooper, even though they blew that series against Columbus. They had already lost in the Stanley Cup final to the Blackhawks in 2015. But he just knew that the team was right there. They were right there. They just had to make just a little tinkering, just a little bit. And then they won 2 cups. They went to 3 cups in a row and won 2 of them. Most teams would have fired their coach after that disaster of setting the wins record and then getting swept by a team that made it at the midnight hour in the playoffs. They kept him. New York, they would have fired him. Like Laviolette is the right coach. Laviolette is definitely the right coach for this team. Definitely the right coach. I have no problem with him at all. Our 3 main guys failed us. Period. Kreider, Mika, and Panarin failed the team in conference finals. They failed us, period. It's not Igor. I'm tired of people saying Igor is overrated. He's not overrated. That is like, don't even talk to people like that, or the media, some of the media that talks like that. This guy is overrated. No, it's that he plays for a New York team. We went from Lundqvist to Igor. Like, you went Richter, then we had a couple. Went from Van Beesbrook to Richter to a couple of duds, Mike Dunham and some weird goaltending, then to Lundqvist, then to Igor. Like, we should have more than one ring with goalies like that. And for those that don't remember, John Van Beesbrook was a monster in net. He went to Florida after he left the Rangers and brought them to the Stanley Cup. He brought them to the Cup in '96. They were a fairly new team. They got swept by the powerful Avalanche. You can't blame them on that. But when you look at the stats in those games, they were close. You talk about a team that had Patrick Waugh, one of the greatest goaltenders of all time, 4-time Stanley Cup champion, Patrick Waugh, who Marc-Andre Fleury just passed him for the win total. For the win total with goalies, and he's still over 140 behind Martin Brodeur, 691. So, they had Claude Lemieux, Peter Forsberg, Joe Sakic, Adam Foote. You weren't beating that team. So, but anyway, they went from Beezer to Richter to Lundqvist, like I said, with a few no names in between, and then to Igor. Other teams that have goalies like that win championships, man. And if we want to keep it on the New York tip, Buffalo had Dominik Hasek and didn't win with him. Like, only in New York does this stuff happen. Yeah, Dominik Hasek and didn't win with him. And Ryan Miller and didn't win with him. It's insane. This is New York wasting players. Jim Kelly, Andre Reed, Thurman Thomas. So you want to go? We can go on and on about New York teams that didn't do it with great players. I don't want $7 million Evander Kane. Oh, Evander Kane, no. I don't want Evander Kane. Not for that price. Gunnar, Johnny, is Bo Jackson's career the greatest? What if? Oh, man, dude was talented but injury prone. Never broke 1,000 yards or a play for a full 16-game season. He's got to be the greatest what if, because he was amazing in baseball too, Gunnar. Amazing in baseball. He's got to be the biggest what if of all time. Has to be. Yeah. Bruin, both. What did Bruin say? Patrick or Evander Kane? Both. I would take Patrick Kane. I would take him back on this team. I would take him back. I wouldn't want Evander Kane only because of the price tag. Manav, I'm off to work because of Juneteenth. Awesome, Manav. Good for you, man. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the day, Manav. Peso, OG cellar dweller accounted for. Peso. What's happening, man? Trade the Tanner vetoed the trade. 2010. I believe Jeff Vinnick still is the owner. Yeah, that's smart. You veto. You don't get rid of a young Steven Stamkos back in 2010. He and Victor Hedman had just come out. I think they reigned. Victor Hedman, they came out around the same time. Yeah, you don't get rid of a young Steven Stamkos, man. We were down in Tampa then. I remember going to Tampa games in 08, 09. They had guys' names like Paul Ranger, their goalie. Remember, you shouldn't recognize the name, Rick. Dwayne Rollison was one of their goalies. Dwayne Rollison was okay. They had Dan Ellis, Mike Smith, Ninamaki. I can name a lot of goalies that they had because we went to a lot of their games. Texas, another cellar dweller accounted for. Texas is in the base. What's going on, Texas? Trey, I would trade the Wonder Twins, Kreider and Zibanejad in a minute to get similar younger players that aren't built to win in the playoffs. Dude, and I'm a Chris Kreider guy. He's an all-time New York Ranger. He's definitely one of the greatest Rangers of all time. He is, and I would get rid of him too at this point. At this point, they're not going to win with him. They're not going to win with Mika. I would get rid of Mika first. First and foremost, I get rid of Mika. Kreider at least saved us in that Canes series. He got the hat trick in the third period. Remember, we were up 3-0. Then it got the 3-2. Then we're down 3-1 in the third period. Kreider came through in that period, man. He came through. I can't say Florida was the better team when 3 of our players didn't show up. Now, can we also flip that, playing devil's advocate, and say they shut those 3 guys down? Because Connor McDavid, superstar Connor McDavid, just scored his first goal of the series against Florida in that 8-1 blowout. They've been shut. So is it because Florida shut them down? I mean, Connor McDavid just scored his first goal of the series the other night. That's like unthinkable. All right, Yankees are up right now, 2-2, bottom of the 4th inning. Volpe is 1 for 2 tonight. It's a 2 full count on him. Full count. Hasha carried so many bad or mediocre Sabres teams. Oh, no doubt. He was there, like Lundqvist. Most of Lundqvist's career in the mid-2000s was carrying mediocre teams. They wouldn't even made the playoffs without these guys. But it's another New York team that wasted a Hall of Fame player. Bertuzzi from the Leafs, that would be a good idea. Be a really good idea. Cam Talbot was really good for a couple of years. Cam Talbot was solid. He was he was Lundqvist's backup for a while. So was Ronta. Ronta was a good backup for us also, and he played well for the Canes too. Ronta was another good goalie that we had. Cam Talbot was decent, man. I think he went to the Oilers after he left the Rangers, was a starter there. So we got Juan Soto up again. Nobody on, 1 out. Volpe grounded out. Gunnar, the 90s Bills are the greatest championship list team ever. Oh, 90s Bills, man. They had one of the greatest offenses of all time. People clown on them. It's like they made 4 Super Bowls in a row. They had a great coach with Marv Levy. You had Jim Kelly, Andre Reed, Thurman Thomas, Kenneth Davis, right? He was another good running back for you guys. Of course, Bruce Smith, who arguably was a better defensive end than, dare I say, Reggie White. Bruce Smith never gets it's like Dan Marino. Dan Marino never won a ring, so he's not allowed in the greatest quarterback of all time conversation. And Bruce Smith, when you tell people Bruce Smith, you would take him over Reggie White, people are like, what? What? Yes, I would take Bruce Smith over Reggie White. If Bruce Smith had won a ring, then we can talk about him. No. Bruce Smith was a better defensive end than Reggie White. Yes, I said it. I'm not a Bills fan. I go for the Bills because I feel the fans and the team is very similar to the Jets in a lot of just what the F. What the F. Buffalo's a true New York team because we have teams that can win and they don't do it. We find ways to lose. All of our teams, we find ways to lose. As I said, Gunnar, and I credited you earlier when you weren't in here, Igor is the Josh Allen of hockey. You nailed it. I'll always give you credit for that. It was a great analogy. Igor is the Josh Allen of hockey. Can't ask the guy to do anything more, and they're the ones that get all the blame when they lose. It's unbelievable. I take Bertuzzi if the price is right, not for $5 or $6 million. Amen. Manav, it revolves around Texas back in the days. Right. It's the 4th of July. That's exactly what that is. It's recognized. Bond, the Roos were in front all game. They had 30 or 40 points. I saw that, and I saw, man, am I going to lose with who picked in the tipping? Like, I automatically picked Collingwood for that. Automatically picked them for that. And I saw they were losing by a lot. And they won by 1 point, right? They won by 1. I won every game. I think everybody won every game in that tipping. I won every game. The week before, I had 3 wins. All right, so we got Trent Grisham up. Who's he filling in for? Aaron Judge is out of the game. Oh, he better not be hurt. Uh-oh, Aaron Judge was pulled. Remember I said earlier he got hit in the hand. He got hit in the hand earlier. Remember I said that. Trent Grisham is now in the game, and Aaron Judge was pulled. He better not be hurt. Oh, he better not be hurt. I'm like, Trent Grisham, he's in now? Oh, boy, that's bad. Hopefully he's not hurt. And if you want to take him out for precautionary reasons, please don't be out for a long time. This is what happens in New York teams, right? Injuries happen, but this is what happens, man. You ever notice, not that I want anybody hurt, it's just a point. You ever notice that average to below average players seem to never get hurt? Just saying. Trey Dice, maybe 3-4 million would be good for him. Bertuzzi, yeah. They're talking about come on, who's the other guy in the Maple Leafs? Come on, it starts with an M. It's right on the tip of my tongue, man. It starts with an M. His last, come on, help me out. It starts with an M. They're talking about bringing him over. Marner, thank you, Texas. Marner, the Rangers were thinking about bringing him over. Well, that's, in the rumor mill anyway. Trent Grisham struck out. He struck out. Yep, well-deserved holiday. Well-deserved holiday, Mr. Marine. Bruins, sorry for being MIA. Too busy playing Red Dead Redemption. It's okay, man. It's all right. We're still angry about the Rangers, Bruin. So we're still talking about that. I wish Bertuzzi stayed with the Bruins. Yeah, how did they give him up, man? And Verdugo's up right now. Again, I would sign Verdugo for next season. I would definitely sign him. I know they got Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez, and they got the guys ready to come up and play the outfield. I would still sign Verdugo until these guys prove they can play. I would sign him. I would sign Verdugo. Oilers 1-0. Wow, Texas, thanks for the update. Thanks for the update, brother. I almost said, because we do so much Knicks and Rangers for the past few months, I almost said, hey, at halftime of the Yankees, we'll go halftime of the Yankees. I almost said that. I'll flip over to the game. All right, it's 1-0 on Verdugo, 2-0 on Verdugo. Go Oilers. Yes, Mr. Marine, I said the same thing. I will start watching the series if the Oilers win tonight. Gunnar, Smith might not have been as unblockable as White, but his longevity was unmatched for a defensive end, 13 in 10 plus. Of course, man. Reggie, listen, he's just given the title because as if he was the most he was much more dominant than Bruce Smith, and he was not that much more dominant than Bruce Smith. Bruce Smith was a beast. He'd be recognized more had they won a ring. I say the same thing about the Jets' New York sack exchange. Klecko, Gas, these guys would be more recognized had they won a Super Bowl. If you watch the top 10 front four of all time on 30 for 30s or ESP, all those lists, you'll always see the Jets sack exchange is usually in the 7 to 10 range. Had they won a ring, they would have been deeper than that. The year before they started recording sacks as a stat, the Jets front four of Joe Klecko, Abdul Salam, Marty Lyons, Mark Gastineau had 66.5 sacks. Just those four had 66.5 sacks the year before they started recording them. True story. And they were beasts. Where are we at? Would you do Kreider? Oof. That's an interesting offer there, Trey. Kreider's a monster in front of the net, man. He's one of the best. You put him in front of that net, he could tip that puck in so easily, man. He's awesome at that. The Rangers need to they need to not re-sign Wenberg. Roslovic, I didn't not like him. I just thought he was non-existent in the playoffs also. But Wenberg, he wasn't a goal scorer when we brought him in. He was more of a distributor. That's the word I'm looking for. He's more of a distributor of the puck. Stanton's up now, first and second, 2 outs. Bottom of the fourth inning, 3-0 Yankees. Bruin said no. I'll always be a Chris Kreider fan. I'll always be a fan of his, but I do think it's time to go. John Marner. Oh, yeah, I read that. Bond. And then with a few seconds to go in the game, the Roos gave up a free And should have been a 50-meter penalty against the Pies. The Roos would have had a shot right in front of the goal in the win. Boy, did they blow that, huh? I mean, there's always going to be a game. Even here, there's always going to be that 1 week, like in the NFL and football here, there's always going to be that 1 week where there's a head scratcher of a game where a horrendous team smacks a great team. It happens because I guess it's usually because they're sleeping on them. 1-2. Oh. Stanton didn't swing at a pitch off the plate. I like Stanton, don't get me wrong, but he's a sucker for that slider. When it goes way off the plate, he always reaches like but they haven't been throwing too many of those. He didn't swing that time. In the dirt. Yeah, the runners aren't advancing. Let's go. Full count. 2 outs. Runners are going on this next pitch. I'm interested in hearing about Aaron Judge. Like I said, he's been pulled out of the game after getting hit in the hand. Marner is good, Texas. I would take him on the Rangers. Too much for Marner. He's good, though, man. He's good. I'd have to see the package, man. But the Rangers don't have to do too many moves, but they can't keep sticking with this core that they have. And by the way, we keep not mentioning Adam Fox, who did absolutely nothing in the playoffs either. Now, I don't know if that goes back to the injury that he had against the Capitals. And remember we played the Capitals in the first round? That was like a layup series. But he got hurt in that series, and I don't know if that affected his play the rest of the way. Yes or no? He walked them. Bases loaded. Bases loaded. Suarez, looks like they're making a pitching change now. Bruins Coyotes was the real cup anyway. Yeah. Coyotes looked like they're moving to they did move to Utah, right? Have they come up with the name yet? I saw Glaciers. Glaciers was a candidate. Utah Glaciers. I don't know if that's such a bad name. I don't dislike it. I don't know what to think of that. Marner, good regular season, not in the playoffs like Panarin. Yeah, Panarin, man. I got a Panarin. I like Panarin, but what? The Jets are the most injured every year, it seems. Yep. At least the important guys. It's so true. Right? The first year, Breece Hall blew his knee out. Elijah Vera Tucker, every year, great young lineman, freaking Achilles, and both times was in Denver. I said this earlier, there wasn't a lot of guys in here, but I'll say it again. Remember the beef between Sean Payton, Nathaniel Hackett, and Aaron Rodgers last year? How badly? I'm curious to see, like, how bad would it be for the Jets if Sean Payton does something with Zach Wilson? Like, really does something. Because Zach did show some signs of being a decent quarterback. He had some games where, I mean, he's got a cannon for an arm. He needed to change the scenery. Now you're with a coach that works with quarterbacks. He does something there, the Jets will never hear the end of it. They'll never hear the end of it if Sean Payton turns that kid into something. Oh, they'll never hear the end of it. But yeah, Trey, they're always injured. And that's why everybody, it's funny because they act as if the Jets are the most dysfunctional. They are a dysfunctional team. Don't get me wrong. But they're not the most. I mean, they act like they're the most dysfunctional team in the NFL. It's like, well, the Dolphins haven't won a playoff game. Haven't won a playoff game since Dan Marino was their quarterback and Jimmy Johnson was the coach in '99. They haven't won a playoff game since then. First pitch. Verdugo blew out. All right, well, so much for that. They brought in the relief pitcher. We had the bases loaded, but there was 2 outs. So we're still up 3-0. Cortez is throwing a 3-hitter. We're going to the 5th inning, guys. Going to the 5th inning. Kreider, Mr. Marine, 32 or 33. Yeah, I'm going to look that up right now. That sounds about right, though. Sounds about right. 32 or 33 years old. think he's a little bit older than that. Let's see. Chris Kreider. Hey, you nailed it, Mr. Marine. He's 33. Chris Kreider's 33. 33 years old. There you go. You nailed it, Mr. Marine. That's what he is. So, I mean, you got to do some tinkering with this team. You can't stick with the core. You got to do something. Martin will get 12 non-tax state. Yeah. I wouldn't be against getting him. I'd like to see Stamkos. I'd like to see that. Gunner, 2021 Bills versus Jacksonville. Buffalo was 5-2 and lost 9-6. I remember that. 9-6. I remember that. We talked about that in here. I didn't do that game, but we talked about that in here. Josh, the Carolina Hurricane fan. Welcome in. You're starting to become a regular cellar dweller, Josh. Welcome into the basement, brother. How you doing, man? How's your day going? Going good, man. Going good. Josh, I will inform you. Everybody else in here has been with me a long time. I will inform you, Josh, that in the summer, June and July, I'm a little sporadic. I'm on once or twice a week doing the Yankee games. We do a lot in June and July here, man. We do a lot here. So I'm not on the channel as often in June and July. Come August, football will be back. The baseball playoffs will be getting into playoff races. August, September on. I'll be on a lot more. So just hang out and bear with me, Josh. I will be here June and July. I'm on once or twice a week. I just got too much going on. It's summertime. We got grandkids here. We're doing a whole bunch of stuff, man. So all the other guys here have been with me a couple of years. They know that. So now you know it, Josh. But please keep showing up in the basement, man. Good to see you in here. He is a Carolina Hurricanes fan. He was a respectful Carolina Hurricanes fan that came in here. We got fans of all teams in here, Josh. So you're becoming a regular dweller in here, man. Good to see you in here, brother. Where did I leave off here? Froge, Fuzzy Bear, Judge is not out for the season. Bob Costas is talking about he ain't out for the season. Get out of here. That's all Yankee haters wish that he's out for the season. I wouldn't be surprised, though, Froge. I wouldn't be surprised. Because that's what happens to New York teams. Everybody gets injured, except for the average to below average players. They never get injured. They should call them the Salt Dogs. Ha! The Utah Salt Dogs. Wow. Why not? It's surprising that when the New Orleans Jazz moved to Utah in the NBA, when New Orleans Jazz moved to Utah, you would think they would have changed that name. Jazz music has nothing to do with Utah. Bruin, would you trade 88 for Kreider? Oh, you're going to keep Hoitress in that instance. I hear you on that. Yeah, Trey, Fox had a bad leg for a month. That's kind of why I left him out of my star players of ours that let us down. Because I think he really, that injury affected him, man. So I kind of gave him a pass. Oh, no. They're going to be the Utah Hockey Club for 1 year. Is this going to be like the Washington Football Club? Which, by the way, the Washington Football Club, I think is a better name than the Commanders. I think that was a better name than the Commanders. Commanders sounds like a Pee Wee League team. Like the Guardians for Cleveland. The Guardians sounds like a Pee Wee League baseball team. Texas, I prefer that than the names provided. I haven't looked at all the names provided yet. Hey, Froge, I haven't checked yet. Froge, as everybody knows, Fuzzy Bear, good friend of mine, personal friend of mine, good guy, great guy. He's a huge Florida Panthers fan. 1-0 Oilers right now. Boy, Froge, your team needs the win tonight. They don't want to go back to Edmonton. Like, you need to close it out tonight. Orioles have a man on first with 1 out. James McCann, who's been around the league he feels like he's been in the league for 500 years, James McCann. Broken right hand, is that been official? Is that official? Is it a broken right hand like Mookie Betts? Oh, man, did we just lose Rizzo and Judge inside of 2 days? Trey, I'm going to use one of my vacations next year to go to a Utah game. I want to visit Zion National Park also during that stay. Utah is a beautiful state. Now, I've never actually visited there. I drove the truck through there quite a few times, man. I was stopped in Salt Lake City and Cedar City, Utah. I've been up and down I-15 a gazillion times. I-15 a gazillion times. Sometimes I come out of Cali and have to go up to Denver. Other times in Nebraska, I've been up I-15 and down a gazillion times. Great state. Bruin, maybe Marine. Josh, I've just read yours, Josh. Boy, I'm a little bit behind here. Trey Bruin, Kreider's a local kid who was a multiple 30-goal scorer. Yeah, didn't he go to Boston University? 50-goal scorer. Kreider's a great player. As I said, he saved us from going to Game 7 against the Canes. He just disappeared in the Eastern Conference Finals. He was definitely present in the playoffs up to that point, but you got to be present the whole way through. Let me catch up on these a little bit, guys. All right, 2-2 now on McCann. Got a man on first base. 2-2 on McCann. Hit that like button. Everybody got to hit that like button. Amen. Struck him out. All right, Cortez, struck him out. Everybody's saying what's up to you, Josh. Look at that, Josh. You're becoming a dweller, man. You're the newest dweller right now, Josh. You're the newest dweller. The newest one. Everybody else has been here a long time. Josh, I tell everybody, I don't have the biggest chat, but we have the smartest guys in this chat. Our sports fans are diehards. There's no casual fans in here. There's no casual fans in the basement. We are all very, very knowledgeable. Very knowledgeable on our sports. So welcome in, Josh. You are officially a dweller now. You are the newest one. Bruin, but the Bruins need centers, Trey. They do need centers. They do. And like we said, we're complaining about the Rangers, Trey, right? And I've said to Bruin, he has every right to complain, like, where's his team been too? The Bruins, the Canes, Josh and his Canes, and the Rangers. Like, how does Florida, not that they have a bad team, Florida is a very good team, but they made the playoffs twice in an East that is tough. The East is tough. They're tough, man. And Florida made it. They got the Tampa monkey off their back, right? Tampa Bay Lightning beat up on Florida Panthers twice in the playoffs previously. They swept them once, and I think the other one was 5. So they got that off their back. Then they beat Boston again. After being down to them 3-1 last year, they beat them. And then they beat the number 1 team, the President's Trophy team, the Rangers. So they definitely earned their spot. So I'm not taking anything away from them. I'm just saying the Canes, the Rangers, and the Bruins, the last couple of years were like the teams that they didn't even make the finals. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Josh, I just got back from my own baseball game, pitched a perfect game, went 3 for 3, played the second best team in a wow. Wow, look at you. Man, come to the bullpen for the Yankees. Josh, what's your baseball team, Josh? You're a Canes fan. What are your other teams? You got to let us know. Josh, what are your other teams? And congratulations on a great game today. Wow, good for you, man. Utah Fanatics. No. Utah Fanatics. Woo. Bon, I could have had a CT scan. I had to have a CT scan last Thursday. We were having a few drinks at my friend's house, and I missed this. What? Really? Bond, how did it go? How did it come out? How'd your CAT scan come out, man? What? Holy crap, Bond. Wow, man. Well, I'm really behind. If you typed that a while ago, sorry, man. I'm just getting up to this stuff now. Glaber up, bottom of the fifth inning, nobody out. Wow, Bond. After having a few drinks, Glaber just got hit in the head. What is going on? Uh-oh, Yankees in the dugout are getting pissed now. Glaber just got hit in the hand. Watch out, we might have some beanball going on tonight. It's definitely not on purpose. Glaber got hit right in the hand. It's not on purpose, but this is how beanballs start. There's guys in the Yankees dugout right now chirping away at the pitcher. Oh my gosh, man. How did that go, Bruin? Bond? Gunner, I like the Washington football team, but they shouldn't have changed names. Oh, we all agree on that. We all agree on that. Just like Cleveland, they shouldn't have either. We all agree on that. And if you're going to change names, at least get a real name. Like the Guardians and the Commanders are horrible names. Horrible names. I still think the Anaheim Ducks and the Pelicans are bad names too, but those two names there are just really bad. Yeah, watch out for concussion, man. Bond, yeah. Watch out for the concussions, man. Archie, what's happening, man? What is happening? Is Kreider getting traded? Not that I know of. Right now, I think the talk was Mika. I think Mika's the guy that they got to trade. Even though he has a full no-trade clause, he always disappears in the playoffs, man. He did nothing. Zero. When we needed him most, those are the guys to blame. Not Igor. People like to say Igor's overrated. He's not overrated. Igor carried the team on his back. Kreider, Panarin, and Mika were non-existent in that conference finals. Non-existent. Kreider, as I said, when they were down 3-1 in the third period, helped us not get a Game 7. Avoided the Game 7 by pulling a hat trick in the third period. He pulled a hat trick in the third period. That saved us from going to 7 games with the Canes and blowing a 3-0 lead. So he did do something. Mika was non-existent. But that Eastern Conference Finals, that's your blame right there, is those three guys. Our three superstars. Where were they? And I'm a Chris Kreider fan. I'm a Panarin fan. And I was a Mika fan. Where were they? Kreider's an all-time Ranger. There's no doubt about it. He's one of the greatest Rangers of all time. I don't know if they're going to trade him, though. He's mean in front of the net. You can tip in anything. I don't know. Don't know. Wow. What is going on, Archie? Good to see you in here, man. Way back. Another cellar dweller, another Ozzy accounted for. Way back. Hawks keep rolling on. They do. I tipped them again. They do way back. I tipped them again and won again. DJ's up right now, 1 out, man on third. 3-0 Yankees, and they need to do that after that pounding they took over the weekend. Embarrassing. 9 stolen bases by the Red Sox. 9. Trevino got exposed. That's why he's not playing tonight. Bases loaded, nobody out. 3-0 count on Gleyber Torres, and he strikes out. Strikes out. They had to make up for that weekend, so now we got to take it to Baltimore. Now I'm just concerned about Aaron Judge. Where am I at? Boy, I'm way behind. There was no toughness, Archie. There was no toughness during that Eastern Conference Finals at all. Again, shout out to Florida for doing what they did. They got past some teams and shut some guys down. Connor McDavid scored his first goal in the series against them the other night. I don't know what's going on tonight. I'm not watching it right now. But that's going to score a run. DJ with a sacrifice to center field. Connor McDavid didn't score at all to that 8-1 blowout. That was his first goal. So Florida they've beaten the teams. They got the Tampa Bay Lightning off their back. They've beaten the teams. They've beaten them. Beat the Bruins, beat the Rangers. They're swarming. It's like they have 10 guys on the ice. Every time someone touches a puck, it seems like there's 10 guys on them. So they got the team. But those 3 guys there, I mean, we didn't switch up. There was no toughness. You nailed it. There was no toughness. None. Absolutely none. Third base, Archie. Third base. That's a ground out there. The Yankees are done going to the top of the 6th inning. 4-0 Yankees. Volpe just grounded out. And Volpe, where was he over the weekend? 0 for 5 on Saturday. Dude disappeared. I don't know what happened against the Red Sox team that has Rafael Devers and who's who. Like, who's who after that? Trey, long-suffering fan of the Rangers. Me too. New York has a way of wasting amazing players. As we said, Ewing, no ring. Lundqvist. Goalies like Lundqvist, teams win championships with goalies like Lundqvist. Look at Jonathan Quick. Jonathan Quick with the Kings. They made the playoffs in the midnight hour in 2012. 8th seed overall, knocked off everybody, won the cup against Martin Brodeur and the Devils in 2012. Jonathan Quick was the hot hand. You win when the goalie is hot. When the goalie's hot, you win championships. Not here. Van Beesbrook to Richter to Lundqvist to Igor. We have 1 ring out of that. 1 ring. Van Beesbrook was an amazing goalie for the Rangers, and they made the right choice. They went with Richter. Beezer took the Florida Panthers to their first finals in '96, got swept by the Avalanche, which they should have. You have names like Scott Mellenby and Shepard as your team against guys like Lemieux, Forsberg, Sakic, and Patrick Waugh. I mean, come on. Patrick Waugh is a legend, 4-time champion, who just got beaten by Marc-Andre Fleury, just passed him in wins. Marc-Andre Fleury, just for trivia fun, is the last goalie taken number 1 overall. The last goalie taken number 1 overall, 3-time champion. Where we at? Everybody's saying, what's up? I probably missed some here and there. If I did, sorry, guys. Yeah, Bond, did you answer? Did you get a concussion? What was the result of that? Gunner, I think Florida's strength is they rely on a great and suffocating defense to go with a good offense. Their forecheck is amazing. They put up full campsites in people's ends. In other teams' zones, they put up the tents. They're cooking the dogs. They get the grills out. They get the families. Everybody's hanging out. They got s'mores going. Bobrovsky, for most of the playoffs, gets to sit on a hammock drinking Country Time lemonade, man. The Rangers never pressured him. Bobrovsky should go to the Hall of Fame. They never pressured him. He didn't get any pressure. Igor was under tremendous duress that whole series. But Bobrovsky, again, man, remember, he was the goalie for the Columbus Blue Jackets when they beat the Tampa Bay Lightning, who was the record-setting team at the time. Beat them as the 8th seed and beat the Boston Bruins as the 8th seed. That's the goal. No goalie's ever done that. So you are right on that, Gunner. And Florida is just a crash the net. Forecheck is amazing in their defense, and Bobrovsky is a great goalie. He wasn't brought there to be the starter either. He was brought there to be the backup. That changed very quickly. Manav, cricket match tomorrow. Oh, yeah, you and Wayback getting into the cricket match. Bond, the doctor made me go for an urgent CAT scan. He was worried I might have been bleeding on the brain. Holy crap. But the scans were all clear. The doc said I have a cervical concussion. I'm still getting a slight headache. Whew. Man, Bond, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Keep us posted on how you're doing. Wow, watch those drinks. What were you drinking, Bond? Just out of curiosity. Josh, my other teams are the Lions, Panthers, and the Braves. I don't like watching the NBA. Detroit Lions. So you're with us as a Jet fan. You're with us on losing, being let down. And you guys had some good teams over the years too. And you've had some bad quarterback picks over the year. Like, remember Andre Ware? Josh, are you old enough to remember Andre Ware? Came in, you had Rodney Peete back then. Oh, my gosh, yeah. I mean, Barry Sanders was your team. I can name some quarterbacks you guys had, man. Chuck Long and Eric Hipple. I think Eric Hipple was on that team. Oh, don't get me started with the Lions. Carolina Panthers and the Braves. All right. The Braves are that's a good team there too, man. So you're good on that. Way back should be a good game. Manav. Be careful, Bond 75. Yeah, be careful, man. No doubt. Way back in day, man, I got KO'd on the break. It's amazing. Severe concussion. You should still be in the hospital, Bond 75. That's no joke. I had 4 concussions as a Marine. Let me tell you, it's no. Yeah, if you need to know about health issues and how to handle them, Mr. Marine is your guy, Bond. Mr. Marine has been through everything under the sun. Everything. Panthers level is mighty. It is. For them to go through the East the way they have, and the Carolina Hurricanes being the most disappointing. They're the team like every year that's picked to win. They got Rod, the Nose, Brindamore as their coach. I mean, they're a hardcore, heavy-hitting team. They just never get it done. Got swept in the Eastern Conference Final last year by the Panthers. They're knocked off by the Rangers a couple times now in the last couple of years. Remember the Rangers when they went along and they lost in the Eastern Conference Finals to the Tampa Bay Lightning after having a 2-0 lead and then a 2-0 lead in Game 3 and then just figured that should be enough and then lost 4 in a row. But again, they lost to the back-to-back champions at the time. So it was a little acceptable then to lose to Tampa Bay. Last year it was unacceptable to have a 2-0 lead over a young Devils team with the veterans that we had, lost. Fired Gerard Gallant, who was 56 games over 500 after 2 years as our coach. 56 games over 500, Gerard Gallant. Fired him. Chris Drury makes the moves, man. He made the move. You're bringing Laviolette. Laviolette been to 3 Stanley Cups, one with the Carolina Hurricanes in 06. Brought the Flyers. Now, remember, the Flyers, for the people that say, well, he lost 2 cups. Yeah, but he lost with the Flyers to a mini dynasty team there with the Blackhawks. Then he took the Nashville Predators of all teams to the finals, right? Lost to the Penguins with Crosby, Malkin, Letang. I mean, give me a break, man. He didn't lose to scrubs. He lost to mini dynasty teams. So, and by the way, since hold on a second. Still 4-0. By the way, we are doing a Yankee game here. It's top of the 6th inning, still 4-0, and there's 1 out, nobody on base. Mr. Marine, thanks, Meg. Yeah, it's pulled me up a bit. Yep. Oh, there we go with a little inside pitch. Still trying to Aaron Judge is my concern right now. You're going to feel weird this year, Bond. Just watch out for yourself. Memory to be going to be affected. Way back, there comes a time in life when you realize bulletproof. Yeah. Goodrow to San Jose from Hockey Central. And yeah, Goodrow wasn't going to last long, and Goodrow was not the problem. But he only scored 4 goals in 80 games. I mean, you did get him for the playoff. Glaber! What a play! Glaber made a great diving stop, got a man on second, got the out at first. Cortez is at 100 pitches now. 100 pitches for Cortez. Goodrow wasn't going to be hanging around for long. He did make a great playoff push. That's what you got him for, is play. He got 2 rings with the Lightning. But during the season, man, the guy doesn't score. He's great on the penalty kill, but he wasn't the reason we lost. Not him. He was the reason we were even hanging around. Archie, please name the quarterbacks. A hilarious group indeed, like the great Gary Danielson. Hey, Archie, remember when the Lions said, hey, we're going to go out and get that Scott Mitchell guy. Let's go out and get that Scott Mitchell. He did so well for filling in for Dan Marino. Talk about the smoke and mirror oop-de-doop that the Lions got fell for with pulling in Scott Mitchell. That's a great name to remember there. Joey Harrington, the Oregon superstar. Joey Harrington. Man. Yeah, Froge, I heard that, man. They were just showing that with Bob Costas and them, man. Willie Mays, rest in peace. Yeah, that's sad, man. Superstar legend, man. I did see that. Bond, I had crap load of drinks. I can't. 1-1 now, man on third, 2 outs. Cortez probably his last inning, top of the sixth. 103 pitches now, 2-1. He's pitching well today. The Yankees have really came through this year on a lot of what ifs. Remember, Cortez came off an injury-plagued year last year. Rodon was a freaking merry-go-round on the bases. Every time he pitched, it was a merry-go-round on the bases without even getting an out. So they did a big what-if on him. He's been pitching well except for Saturday. Saturday was terrible against the Red Sox. Stroman's been good except for Sunday. But you know what I mean. We've had – and Luis Gil has been a monster. Volpe, that's a ground out. Got out of the inning. Cortez pitched great tonight. 4-0 game. Now we got to turn it over to the bullpen. Trey, Gallant was trash. Laviolette did all he could with this core. Gallant did have 56 games over 500. I mean, he didn't make the line changes. He stuck with the kid line way too long. The kid line was way too long. Laviolette came in, broke up that kid line. And look at Lafreniere this year. Lafreniere was amazing. He finally had his breakout year. But, I mean, my point was mainly how many teams fire a coach that's 56 games over 500? Losing to the Devils was the icing on the cake for him. Laviolette, that's the right coach to have. They got the right guy. I don't even know why they didn't sign him immediately. There shouldn't have been any reason to wait any longer. Gunnar, I heard rumors in Super Bowl or bust for McDermott this season. McDermott has taken the Buffalo Bills as far as you're going to take him. That guy has made some head-scratching decisions. He did bring him back, though, McDermott, after not being in the playoffs from 99 to 2017. Tyrod Taylor was the first quarterback to bring him back to the playoffs, right? But Josh Allen was the first one to win one. So 99 to 2017, they didn't even make the playoffs. McDermott can take a lot of credit, but I think they've gone as far as they're going to go with him. I mean, he's blamed everybody else. He's fired his defensive coordinator, fired the offensive coordinator. I mean, the blame's got to land on him. I think he should have been gone after last season, to be honest with you. But I guess there's saving grace. Are they giving him the grace that he lost to the Chiefs and lost to the Super Bowl teams and the Bengals and all that? I don't know. Yeah, Willie Mays passed. They just showed it, Gunner. They just showed Bob Costas here was just talking about that on TBS here. Yep. Archie, great Scott Mitchell. It was kind of like when the Chiefs went after Matt Castle. Remember that? After he so well filling in for Tom Brady, they paid all that money to Matt Castle on the Chiefs. So, yeah, oh, gosh, man, these quarterbacks go on and on. Joey Harrington, that was a great name. Scott Mitchell, Andre Ware, Rodney P. Oh, man, they had some really bad. Holy crap, man. Mr. Marine, was it funny show? All in the Family, Good Times, Jefferson, Sam. Oh, you're naming some home runs on the shows, Mr. Marine. Juan Soto's up right now. They got to pay this guy. I'm going to say it every time he comes to bat. Juan Soto needs to be paid. You're the New York Yankees. You need to pay Juan Soto. You need to pay Juan Soto. He's 25. 25? He feels like he should be older than that. You pay Juan Soto. Period. I don't care how much it is. You pay him. Boy, George Steinbrenner would have paid him. The guy is a generational talent, man. You don't let this guy walk after 1 year. I still say you sign Verdugo for at least another year. You still sign him before Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez. I think you should sign Verdugo's definitely filled that hole that we had there with Aaron. Oh, remember Aaron Hicks? Oh, Aaron Hicks. What a train wreck. And then you had IKF, who I give IKF credit because he was willing to play any position. When Volpe moved up, he wanted to stay with the Yankees, and he was willing to play any position. And he did fill in the outfield. He did his best. At least the guy gave 110. He gave 110 effort. So I give him credit. I didn't hate IKF. I mean, but you had to fill the spot there, man. You're putting Cabrera in the outfield. I still think the Yankees should trade Gleyber Torres, man. I think it's time. But I think you signed Verdugo. He's in the contract year also. He's done very well on the defensive end. Mr. Marine, wait, I read Read that. Scott Mitchell, read that. All in the Family, Good Times, Jefferson. Take your pick on that one, Mr. Marine. All of them are great. And all of them are great. All those shows, I love them all. Yeah. Yep. Way back. Yeah, mate. Great hearing from you. Yep. Yeah, Bond. Mr. Marine has been, as you know, you're in here a lot. He's been through everything. Everything. 2-0, man on first. Trent Grisham's up filling in for Aaron Judge, which we don't have an update on yet. We don't have an update on trying to see if I can find something. End of the first period, it's still 1-0 Oilers. I'm trying to see if we can find anything out on Aaron Judge here, too. Probably not right away, right? I tell you, man, this poor Aaron Judge, every time he gets something going, like last year, he playing all out last year and runs into that fence against the Dodgers. And some people are like, oh, what is he doing? What is he doing? That's what they pay him to do. They pay the players to go all out. That's how Judge plays. He goes all out, and that's why he got hurt his foot last year. Hurt that toe when he banged into that hard into that door. Here's Verdugo right now. And he grounded out. 1 out. Oh, no, just one. Just one. Soto's on second now. So Rizzo's out for 2 months. He was having, like I said, an kind of year. So we'll see how this Ben Rice kid works out. But again, you got Cabrera you could put at third, and you could put DJ at first. But I hope this kid Rice works out. Let's see what these young guys got. We got the team and the bench that we can do these kind of moves. Grisham is a gold glove outfielder, right? So, I mean, we got it. He's great defensively, and he actually – I've seen a couple of his home runs already. I think he was hitting .87. I think it's higher than that now, but he hasn't played a lot of games. That may change. That may change now. Had a heap of beers. Then we went to the pub, had beers there, and was drinking a bottle of Johnny Walker. Woo! When we got back to my friend's house, way back, had multiple concussions playing footy, not severe, but knocked out all the same. Yeah, those concussions, man, severe or not, you have multiple ones, man. That just never had one. So I Archie had a guy here in Alabama wearing an orange Yankees hat. When I complimented him, he had no idea it was the Yankees. His friends who are Red Sox fans. Isn't it great running into casual fans? He's not even a casual fan. You didn't even know what it was. Wow, that's insane. Did you? Should have told him it was a Clemson hat. He probably wouldn't even known. You should have said, hey, nice Clemson hat. Tennessee. He didn't know? His friends who are Red Sox fans. And there's so many casual fans out there now, Archie. It's just insane. He didn't know it was in New York on the hat. What was he doing? Isn't it great when you run into people like that? Casual fans. It's Alabama. They know who Nick Saban and Bear Bryant are, and still wondering why Trent Richardson didn't make it in the NFL, and why no Alabama quarterback has won a playoff game since Richard Todd in 1982. Jalen Hurts, you could kind of throw a technicality in there with Jalen Hurts. But no true Alabama full-time quarterback has won a playoff game since Richard Todd beat the Raiders in 82. Before he had the Richard Toad game against A.J. Dewey and the Dolphins. That's the last Alabama quarterback to win a playoff game. Yes, technically Jalen Hurts was a Alabama quarterback. But that's a long time. Richard Todd. Boy, you want to talk about Archie funny quarterbacks? I can go over tons of Jets quarterbacks that were really bad. And you know them. You know a ton of them. You know, there's only 2 drafted Jets quarterbacks drafted that had winning records: Mark Sanchez and Chad Pennington. You could throw Pat Ryan in there if we want to, because I think he was 11-8 as a Jets quarterback, but he was mainly a backup. I think he filled in 1 full season for Ken O'Brien. But he was 11-8. So if we want to get technical, we could say they had 3 drafted quarterbacks that had winning records. So Stanton grounded out. That's the end of the 6th inning, going to the 7th. 4-0 Yankees. 4-0 Yankees. That's funny. So yeah, there's only technically 3. No more drinking for a while, okay? Your life is more important to us in the basement. That's right, Bond. That's right. That's right. And that's from Mr. Marine, the OG of OGs in here. He's been with the channel forever. Archie, didn't know it was in New York on the hat, read that, Alabama. Saban is equal. I'm sure he is, man. I'm sure he is. Saban is a god there. Same as he is in Miami, right? Don Shula spoke highly of Nick Saban when he was with the Dolphins, didn't he, when he left? Oh, my gosh, man. Saban, yeah, well, I believe it. It's Alabama. I believe it. Oilers 2-0. Wow, what they just score in the what is it? Texas started the second? Hold on. Yeah, roughly 17 minutes left in the second period. 2-0. Wow. A lot of time left, but wow. Are they going to beat them in Florida and push this? I'll start watching the series if they push a game 6. Manav, good night to you too, my man. Always happy to have you in here, Manav. Another OG dweller. Way back. See you, Manav. What's for dinner? That's right, Manav. You didn't even say what was for dinner, man. That was unusual for you. Manav, you come in, you talk about cricket, and you talk about food that you're eating. You talk about dinner. You didn't even bring it up. That's unusual for you. Manav, there you go. Chicken fried rice my dad made today way back. There you go. Now we feel like you're in the basement, Manav. You never come in here and not talk about what you're cooking or what you're eating. You know, Bruin Willie O'Ree is left. Willie O'Ree, the first. Willie O'Ree, yeah, he played for the Bruins, first African-American. He was the Jackie Robinson of hockey. Willie O'Ree. Wow, legend, man. Amazing. Mr. Marine, there's no way Skinner gives up 3 in this game. He's looking good tonight. Here comes Michael Tonkin, who's actually done very well for the Yankees, man. This guy looks like an insurance salesman. Have you seen Michael Tonkin, the relief pitcher? He's been waived by a couple of teams, including the Mets. Guy looks like an door-to-door insurance salesman, Michael Tonkin. You wouldn't think this guy was a freaking major league pitcher, and he's been awesome for us. He has a 2.30 ERA. He's been doing it. He's been said, man, we find him where we can get him. Mr. Marine, doesn't he? He looks like a door-to-door insurance salesman. But hey, we'll take him. The guy's been playing great for us. Great. Ground out to DJ. He's running. That's a hard play. Beautiful. That was a slow ground at a DJ at third. Luckily, we got these utility players like Cabrera and DJ, man, that can play every position in the infield. And John Birdie, I don't know what his injury is. John Birdie that we got from the Marlins, the guy can move, he can play, and I know he can play multiple positions also. I don't know if he has the worst hamstring pull in the history of the game, and I don't know if that's really the injury. I gotta look that up before I accuse him of having the worst hamstring injury of all time. I gotta look that up because John Birdie, he came here and then he's been like hurt forever. What the hell is his injury? Birdie was given a recovery timeline of 6 to 8 weeks. This is from a week ago. Oh, he had a calf strain in May. He had a calf strain, so he's out 6 to 8 weeks. Of course, we get the guy, and he gets hurt. Archie, Tonkin looks like Robin Yount, great Brewer player. Yes, he does. That's back when the Brewers were in the American League. Yeah, he does look like Robin Yount. Good call. Good call. Uh-oh. Basement mascot is awake. Good call on that. So we got a man on first and one out. Robin Yount. Oh. Good call. I think he wore number 19, right? Stolen base. Figures. Stolen base. And no. What is that, by the way, if you watch the Yankees over the weekend, and even I think a game against the Royals, Jose Trevino not throwing the second base when there's a man on third. Not even bothering, and there'd be 2 outs, and every time we paid for that. Every time they get a hit, runs come in. Did it against the Royals too, even though we pounded the Royals 3 out of those 4 games. It's mind-blowing that he's not even attempting to throw, and a couple of these guys, you probably would have had him. Well, he got exposed. 9 stolen bases. Pathetic. That is pathetic. You would have think we had like stealing 9 bases on the Yankees. You would have think we had Joel Skinner. You think we would have had Joel Skinner catching, stealing 9 bases on us. If you remember that guy, Joel Skinner. Basement mascot is awake. He is awake, as you can tell. Yeah, stealing like that, Joel Skinner. There's a Skinner for you. Way back, did you see what I put in the Discord today? I tagged you in it. AC, let's go O's. Well, they got a couple innings to go there, AC. Let's go O's. Hey, at least you came in, your team's losing, and you came in now. Usually we get people jump in the chat when their team is winning, and when they know their team's about to win. So good for you, man. You came in here, and you're going for the Orioles. That's okay because we have fans of everybody in here. Oilers 3-0. Oh, my gosh, Texas. 3-0. Wow. Has Connor McDavid scored, Texas? Has Connor McDavid scored again? Oh, my gosh. Remember, the Oilers won 16 games in a row after that horrendous start. They're capable of a reverse sweep. They're capable of it. 16 games in a row they won and got right back in the competition. Remember, everybody counted them out, but I think it's because they had injuries. The hat story was funny. It's like kids wearing a Black Sabbath T-shirt and can't name one song. It's all fashion. That's so true, way back. It's so true. Like, I'm a diehard Rush fan. If I see someone in a Rush T-shirt, they know, like, the radio hits. Tom Sawyer, Fly By Night, Limelight, Red Barchetta, YYZ. They know those songs, but they don't know, like, Twilight Zone and Vital Signs. And, I can go on and on. We had this discussion the other day. Amen, way back. Good call. They'll wear a T-shirt. They don't even know one song from the band. You can play a song from them. They don't even know who they are. Oh, good call. Good call. The hat store, let's see. Texas High. If I go by, I'll look soon. All right, we got 2 outs now. Man on second. James McCann. Good old James McCann struck out. Just like you used to do on the Mets. There it is. Tonkin, Robin Yount, your local insurance salesman, out of the inning. Going to the bottom of the 7th inning now. Oh, Mr. Marine, we went over this. Remember this? We went over this the other night. New generation doesn't know music at all. Remember? Sorry, Gunnar, to bring it up. But when we're talking about bands, talking Rush and Iron Maiden and Led Zeppelin and Judas Priest and great bands and Nickelback. Oh, Gunner brings up no Gunner. Sorry, Gunner didn't bring up. Flex brought up Nickelback. Like, how do you throw that name? How do you throw that name in with those bands? Gunner, you'll never live that down. Gunner, you'll never live that down. Neither will Flex, because he was the one that brought it up. You never live that down. Throwing Nickelback in is a good band. Oh, wow. Oh, like, I was waiting to hear him saying Coldplay was like going to be another. Oh my gosh. Flex hasn't been seen since, right? Texas, come on, man. Nickelback, come on, man. Now when we're talking about legendary bands, throwing Nickelback in there with Maiden and Metallica and that'd be like throwing Vanilla Ice in there with Biggie and Tupac. Like, come on. That's how off that was. That's how off that was. Wood and Nickel. Oh, there you go. Texas Hockey, you are banned. Mr. Marie, the OG of OGs, says you are banned. Guys, you know who I think has to go outside. We're almost at the end of the game, Rocco, but he woke up just. I work with all 20-somethings. They know nothing about rock music beyond 2000. Only Aerosmith. Aerosmith's a great band. You're right. Exactly. They don't know anything. Nothing. That's like way back said. You'll catch a guy wearing like a Black Sabbath shirt or any type of T-shirt like that and ask him. They don't know any song. Not even like the radio hit song. They won't even know that. Rocco is the coolest mascot. He's about to be 14. He's rocking his Aaron Judge jersey. He's ready to go. 3-1 Oilers. Uh-oh, they told you. Vanilla Ice, I told you I got stabbed in the butt, but it was all a toilet paper. Oh, my gosh. I can name 80 corny songs from the 80s that were better than Nickelback. Duran Duran was better than Nickelback. Not even the band Heart. Never heard of them. Wow. Never heard of Heart? Oh, Straight On. One of my favorite songs. Oh, my gosh. Never heard of Heart. I couldn't even. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. That's really bad. It is bad. We were talking, Archie, we were in here the other night. We were talking about bands like the whole time. We were talking about the Yankees were crushing the Royals. We were talking about bands the entire time. Great bands. And then someone jumps in while we're talking and throws Nickelback in there. So Duran Duran was better than Nickelback. Culture Club. I can name 80s bands that were better than Joan Jett is a friend of mine. She said she will never perform. She shouldn't. She shouldn't. Joan Jett was on that big tour with Motley Crue and Poison and Def Leppard last year. They were going all around. Look at Kevin Costner and Luke Wilson at the game together. Wow. Joan Jett, yeah, she was on that big tour. I just saw Motley Crue in the beginning of May. Saw him in Atlantic City at the Mark Ettis Center. We were like, we weren't that far back. I have a few shorts on it, man. With John 5 was filling in for Mick Mars. No one could take over Mick Mars, man, with the crew. But I tell you, they weren't bad. Everybody said how bad Vince Neil was. He wasn't bad for all considering. Well, here's Ben Rice, who's 1 for 2. 1 for 3. Ben Rice is 1 for 3 in his debut. Let's see how this kid does. I'm pulling for him. Major League debut tonight, and he's got 1 hit, which loaded the bases earlier. And he grounded out the second. Cosner was on Stern this morning. I missed Howard. I usually listen to the replays, man. Howard Stern has the greatest interviews, Archie. He has the greatest interviews. I heard the one with Billy Joel a couple weeks ago. He had Billy Joel on, man. That was a great interview. Great interview, man. Talk about legends. Talk about legends. Yeah, right there. Saw the Runaways in late 70s. They were good as can be. Did you really? Yeah, Mr. Marine. I know he's dead. And Motorhead. I know Motorhead is your number one. I know they are your number one, Mr. Marine. I know it. There's a band from Sweden called The Sounds, kind of like a mix of Joan Jett and Blondie. I never heard of them. Really? When were they big? Yeah, Bruin, I keep forgetting you're in your 20s, man, because you know a lot of stuff. You and Gunner, I keep forgetting that you guys are a lot younger than us. And you guys know your stuff. That's the thing. Don't like Stern no more. He got too political for me. He still does great interviews. Mr. Marine. He has a lot of people on, just does great interviews. Like on here, I don't do politics on here. We don't do religion on here. We just do sports. Most of the time, I'm a 4 decades Jet fan. Doesn't get any uglier than that. 4 decades of the Jets, and I got 4 AFC championship losses to show for it. It doesn't add up. Already sold out. Bombers and Mag. Yeah, that game should be sold out. The Bombers are doing it this year. They're playing. Bruin in your 20. Yeah, I know. Isn't it crazy, Mr. Marine? And I did know it. I just forget it sometimes. I forget that that happened. And Gunner, too. Gunner's 24, I think. You keep forgetting, but they know their stuff. They know their stuff, man. That is for sure. Austin Wells is up. He's 1 for 3. He's been starting to hit. Like I keep saying it, man. He's starting to hit. Trying to have that Mattingly mustache. I want to see Mattingly numbers, but he flew out. All right, 3 up, 3 down, the bottom of the 7th. We're getting there, guys. 93,000 people at the G to see. Oh, wow. You guys pack those stadiums out in the footy, man. Pack them out. So way back, Bond, who's going to be your teams? Who's going to be a surprise teams that's going to get into the finals? Who's going to be the surprise teams? Way back and Bond. Are the Lions going to get in there? Are they going to find a way? I don't think they're going to find a way. They seem to have a lot of dysfunction on the team this year. And Chris Fagan probably should be on his way out the door. Should he not? Has he lost the locker room? I think he's lost the locker room. That's usually what happens when a coach has been around with a team that should have won, hasn't won, and now Brisbane looks a little shaky, can we say, with a team that shouldn't be shaky to make the 8. Yeah, the Hawks should have a big chance now to make the 8. I would think so. We saw a little bit at the end of last footy season. They beat Collingwood. They beat the Lions. They were starting to come around last year. What did they win? 7 or 8 games last year? And you were saying it. Good young team. They're starting to come around. Bagger, another cellar dweller in Aussie accounted for. Bagger's in the basement. What's going on, Bagger? We're almost at the end of the game here, man. Rocco's hanging in there because I know he's got to go out. But we're going into the 8th inning now. We're almost done. Hold on. What happened? Its screen just froze. Basement BTDs, basement technical difficulties. Hold on. All right, yeah, it's 3-1. Let me switch to the hockey game and switch back, see if it unfreezes. What the hell happened? Oh, there we go. All right. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, Man of War was one of my fave bands. Man of War. Wow. You know what I liked? It was kind of thrash metal, but all types of metal was Static X. Static X was good. Static X was, I liked Wayne Static. God rest in peace, Wayne. But Static X they were hardcore, man. They were good thrash metal, man. So Oswaldo Cabrera's in the game now at third. DJ's moved to first. They took Ben Rice out late in the game. Smart move for defensive purposes. The guy just called up major league debut. We're up 4-0. Luke Weaver is in now, who needs to make up for his disaster against the Red Sox on Sunday. He needs to make up for that as well. Disaster. But he's been pitching well for us. The guy's like 100 pounds soaking wet. But he's been pitching well for us also. So here we go, top of the 8th inning. Four zip. Well, you guys know in the basement, we talk about everything. And that's a hit. That's a single to right. Here we go. We hear you, see you as well. Hey, Dad. Oh, no, the TV froze, Texas. Thanks, though, brother. Thanks, man. Because usually it's here, this screen. No, I was talking about the TV. The TV itself froze. The broadcast. Oh, it's probably my connection here. I don't know. Whatever the case, I got it back. It was Texas, you're normally right. Usually it's me, and the screen here froze. Thank you for the heads up. You're right. It's usually here, man. WB, you mean JB Bagger? Yeah, that's right. Long lost Carlton supporter. Yeah, we haven't seen you in a while, Dave. We haven't seen you in a while in here. How you been, man? I've seen you in the comments, though, which is good. So here we go. Nobody out, man on first, 1-0. Rutschman's number 2 batter on the order. He's a decent batter. Mr. Marine, Man of War, cool. I love punk scene in New York growing up. CBGB was the place to be. How about the Germs? Mr. Marine? There's an old punk band for you. The Germs, Pat Smear, who's now with been with the Foo Fighters on and off. Well, you guys are nailing some names now. All right, we got 1 and 2 now. 1 and 2. Baggy, yes, everything's stable. Thank you for the concern. Thank goodness, Mr. Marine. Everybody was asking about you because we didn't see you for a while. And whew. There you go. Rocco had a fur ball stuck in his throat, and his breath, I will tell you, is banging, cranking. He just woke up. Mr. Marine, Chromax, Crumbsuckers, DRE. I wasn't as huge into punk, so I won't sit here and act like I was. I knew a couple bands and a few songs, but I wasn't a huge punk rock guy, man. It's a fly out to first in foul territory. DJ. Oh, he almost missed it. He caught it. He almost missed it. The Blues can. Yeah, I stopped tipping the Blues, man. They started blowing my games, man. They started blowing my tipping. I started going against them. Motorhead was just Motorhead. Lemmy's a whole different story, man. You're talking about Lemmy, man. One of the greatest frontmen of all time. All right, come on, Luke. Let's get out of this inning. Man on first, 1 out. The Orioles are getting a little bit of a reality check right now. Even though they got a great young team, they've been building for years. Last couple of years, they've beaten they were such doormats for too long to have a great city like that and have a bad baseball team for as long as it was like the Knicks being bad forever. The Orioles have been bad for a long time. I mean, they used to challenge the Yankees in the 90s. Then did they just pick them off at first? Hold on. They picked him off at first. Urias, I think, just got. Let me see the replay. I thought that's what I saw. Hold on. Oh, I think they got him. Oh, I think they got him, and I'm being biased as hell right now, and I think they got him. He's hanging around. They're going to review it. You can't. You're down 4-0, dude. Don't get picked off at first. Don't get picked off at first. You're down 4-0. Two outs. Come on, let's go. I know you got to go. Rocco's got to go outside. I'm 48, but I'll be 50 next year, hopefully. When you're 49, you might as well be 50, Vaughn. Bond, 75, young. Yeah, Bruin, it did seem weird. I'm 48 and I'll be 50 next year. Usually, Bruin, either it was a mistake or it is true. When you turn 49, you might as well just be 50. Come on, Oilers. Yeah, I'm going for the Oilers too because I just want to see it go to 7. I don't even hate I don't hate the Panthers. I just want to see it go 7. I know where's Froge? He hasn't been in here tonight. He's, like I said, he's a good friend of mine, and I would feel badly for him if they let a reverse sweep. Yeah, Urias. I mean, it's on to dude. You cannot get picked off at first base right now, and I think he did. Dude, I think I'm being biased, but I really do think he got picked off. Come here, Rocco. I'm just gonna have to hold him. Rocco's gonna be my co-host for the rest of the game because I can't. If I take him out now, I'll not make it back before the end of the game. So Panthers win this, I think. What is it, 3-2 now? What's the score? They're still reviewing. It was close, but I don't think it was that close. It's 4-2 now. 4-2. Yeah, the Panthers, they lose tonight. You don't want to go back to Edmonton, man. Oh my gosh. Lemmy was a god. There's no doubt about it, Mr. Marine. No way he just got picked. Hold on, here's the call. They picked him off. He got picked off, man. Oh, that's bad. By a right-handed pitcher, too. It's not even Luke Weaver's not even a lefty. He's a right-handed pitcher and picked him off. I don't know what he was thinking about. He's no rookie either. Urias is not a rookie, man. He's been around the league for a little while anyway. Wow. Panthers win, I think. Hey, Bagger, are you still there? Mr. Marine, no wee-wee. Yeah, it is a wee-wee pad. It's called the basement carpet, which I don't want to get to. Remember, Rocco's almost 14. He doesn't do that, though. He does not. He does not do that. He doesn't do it. But, usually, guys, when we're doing the Knicks or we're doing the Rangers or we're doing the Jets, there's halftime or the end of the first, there's end of the periods where I can take him. But he was asleep most of this time. But once he woke up, I was like, uh-oh. So, I usually have an intermission to run, but I'm not going to run now. Top of the 8th inning. There's 2 outs. I'd probably make it back in time, but this game, I don't want to jinx it. You guys know what I'm going to say, how they think the game's going to go, but I don't want to say it. I've already jinxed 2 players tonight. So anyway, the Yankees had a 1.5 lead over the Orioles at this point. Maybe those 2 losses to the average Red Sox helped them. They really, drive to center field, warning track, Grisham at the warning track, boom, caught it, inning over. Rest in peace, Willie Mays. Wow, they have a good shot of him right next to Hank Aaron, man. Wow, man. Legends of the game. No, not by a lefty, by a righty, Bruin. A righty picked him off at first, not a lefty. Remember Andy Pettitte? He was the king of pickoffs, man. Andy Pettitte was the king of pickoffs. How old was Mays? I don't know. Look it up. He had to have been in his late 80s, no? Willie Mays had to have been in his late 80s. 93. How about that, Mr. Marine? Willie Mays was 93. Baseball's oldest living Hall of Famer. He was baseball's oldest living Hall of Famer. Wow, man. Wow. 93. Where am I at? There we are. Had to refresh. It's okay now. Sound is fuzzy. I sound fuzzy? Mr. Marine? Texas, 91, 2 or 3. Boom, you nailed it. He's 93. I thought he was late 80s. Way back, jump on the Discord at some stage and talk to Tony. Do I sound fuzzy? Are you talking about me, Mr. Marine? He was a World War II veteran. I know trainers say, excuse me, guys, 50 song about Willie. I lost you, JB, for a bit. It's okay now. Okay, good. Good. Sounds good here. All right. Mr. Marine said sound is fuzzy. I want to make sure. You guys know basement technical. Speaking of BTDs, the guy that named the basement technical difficulties, Mikhailov, where has he been? Another Aussie. I haven't seen Mikhailov in a long time. Mikhailov's missing. Gardini's missing. Bills King Mafia, Daniel, he's missing. And I want to know about Aaron Judge, too. DJ 0 for 2 tonight. Still hitting in the 9 slot. Still trying to find his swing after being out for a while. Mick in Iowa. Mick in Iowa. Where has he been? Another one. Good call. Mick in Iowa. Korea vet. Willie was a Korea vet. Wasn't Ted Williams also? Was Ted Williams? World War II. Ted Williams was World War II, right? DJ! Oh! Right to the wall. DJ was right to the wall. Oh, you almost knocked that out. Anyway, caught at the wall, 1 out. Teddy ball game, yep. Last guy to hit 400. Another great pure hitter, Tony Gwynn. Another great pure hitter. Tony Gwynn. Speaking of Mikhailov, don't forget to airmail his A1. Right. Is that true? He can't get A1 sauce over there? Yeah, he wanted that A1 sauce. You're right. You're right. Yeah. He did want that A1 sauce, and he was dead serious. You're right. If he comes back in soon, I'll get that to him. Volpe up with 1 out, bottom of the 8th. We only got 3 outs to go here, guys. Well, when this inning is over. Speaking of Bonds, surprise grand final teams will be Essendon versus Hawthorne, and me, way back, and Tony Hawk will be there when Essendon wins the grand final. I bet you guys will, man. Essendon's doing it this year. I think at the start of last season, the prediction at the start of the 2023 season, weren't they a wooden spoon candidate last year? At the start of the preview of the season. I remember that. And they ended up doing pretty well. Now, dream on. Trey, Teddy, what are we doing here in the Juan Soto up with 2 outs? Did Glaber get taken out? No, Glaber's still in the game. 5 minutes left in the second period. It's 4-2 Edmonton. Clay Holmes getting ready to come out. I'm not a – Clay Holmes is okay, but I don't know. He has his moments. Trey, my dog loves being in a Yankees uniform. Not this Florida weather, though. Oh, man, that's right, Trey. You're down there. I told you I lived in Tampa for 11 years, man. Went to a ton of Lightning games. That's why I'll never go. I told you guys, I'll never go for the Islanders. That is the only New York team I will never go for in life. I'll even go for Boston Bruins over the Islanders. I'll never go for the Islanders. But Tampa grew on me. The Lightning, the whole Amalie Arena, the whole atmosphere grew on me. It was great. Juan Soto, 1-2. Oh, by the way, did I ever tell you guys they need to sign this guy? Need to sign him. Need to sign this guy. Give him what he wants. Sign him. He needs to be a Yankee for life. That's a guy like Steinbrenner would have in a Yankee uniform for life. Mr. Marine, Johnny Holmes. Yeah. Clay Holmes scares me too, man. He just does. Soto with a hard shot to second base, but recovered, played well. And that's it, guys. We're getting to the top of the ninth. And then I'll be shutting it off and getting my mascot outside and calling it a day. And like I said, I almost said Garrett Wilson. Garrett Cole will be starting tomorrow night. I'm going to try to do that game for you guys tomorrow night. Garrett Cole is back tomorrow night. And hopefully Aaron Judge is also back tomorrow night. Mr. Marine, you know a bit about military history. You interested in videos regarding this? Is it flooding? Yeah, Trey, how did you make out with that weather, man? With that horrible weather down there. It was raining like forever down there, right? How'd you make out, man? I don't know what part of Florida you're in, man, but they were getting pounded down there. Oh, way back. I'll let you wear my Bombers scarf. You guys should have a bet like that. You got to take pictures and wear the other guy's jerseys, Guernseys for the day. And not in your house, like out and about on the town wearing it. Video games, not my thing no more. I didn't like Atari. Mr. Marine, you're going to start a whole other conversation in here, man. ColecoVision. Wow. Atari and ColecoVision. Wow. ColecoVision. I remember that game. And in television, remember in television, the Odyssey 2, there was a game out, the Odyssey 2. Oh, you're gonna get me talking on video games now. You never know what direction we're gonna go in the basement. You never know. Yeah, Sydney is killing it this year. What did they lose? Who did they lose to again? They lost one game so far this season. Who did they lose to? I doubt that'll happen, Bond. Sydney is tough. Trey, I'm near Tampa. It's either insanely hot or incredibly humid. I miss the snow of New York. Yeah, Trey, I was I was just off 75 by the Brandon Mall. Just off 75 over there, man, by Adamo. And you can take it right in. I wasn't far from Amalie Arena at all, man. Ybor City was like 20 minutes from me. It was like right there. Off 75 before Malfunction Junction, I-4, 75, 275. Traffic is there all the time. All the time. Galaxy game. Oh, wow. When I grew up here we go. Clay Holmes this season, he's 19-23 with a 1.80 ERA. Now, that looks very impressive, and it's just like I don't know what it is. You know what he reminds me of? Remember John Wetland? John Wetland would have those games where, like, Mariano Rivera would close out the 7th and 8th inning, and then Wetland would come in and, like, load the bases up and then decide to pitch. Well, that's what – see, look at that. Single right off the bat. Second pitch, Clay Holmes just gave up a single. Wetland would, like, get runners on base and then decide to start pitching. It was crazy. I remember that. Well, there you go. Single right up the gut. Right up the gut. Rocco, you're heavy after a little while. Right up the gut, single. Oh, Mr. Marine, Texas was referring to, like, I think actual video. I don't think, when I'm looking at his thing, it says military history. If you're interested in videos regarding military history, not video games. I think that's what Texas was talking about. I'm looking back at his comment now. Oh, Clay Holmes just gave up a 2-run bomb, guys. 4-2. We were just saying this. 4-2. Clay Holmes has thrown 4 pitches. 4. One was a single, 2-run bomb, nobody out. We were just saying this. Mr. Holmes makes us nervous. Wow. Sounds like the North Queensland, right? I wasn't talking video. There it is. I was speaking more about World War II battle maps. My bad, Texas. See Johnny Holmes. Yep. We were just saying, there's 4 pitches in. They get 2 runs. By the way, Baltimore has more hits than us, too. Look at that. Just like that. I told you, he could have a 1 point. Oh, no, Glaber got that one. All right, there's one out. He almost had another hit right up the middle. Goodness gracious. He makes me nervous too, man. I am not a Clay Holmes guy. Sydney lost to Richmond. Oh, round one, the opening of the season. Okay. Yep. You know what? Opening, it's just like in the NFL here. The first week, it's like anybody can beat anybody, it seems. And then when teams start evening out and getting the gel of the season, the real teams start showing up and the bad teams start going away. So if they lost to them in the first game of the season, who cares? I mean, it's not like they wouldn't lose to them now. They would pound them now. What is going on? Clay Holmes is way off the 2-0. They better be warming somebody up. I don't like this, man. I don't like this at all. He just threw I don't know what he threw. He almost hit the batter, though. We don't need that right now. So we got 2-0, one out. 3-0. Here we go. Sydney lost to Richmond. Read that. Come on. Yeah, Bruin, what is going on, man? Come on. We had this game in the bag. Now I'm nervous. Oh, finally a strike. Hang in there. Rocco's even more upset right now. He only cares about one thing. All right, now it's 3-2. Come on, get this guy out. Get the 2 outs, man. Keep him off the base. Trey, I'm flying back to New York to visit family on Thursday. I'm going to try to go to a Yankee game. There you go. Yeah, they'll be playing. Struck him out on ball 4. Struck him out. Who are the Yankees playing on this weekend? Who cares who they're playing? Go to a game, man. Go to a game. End of the second period, 4-2 Oilers. Strike one. Here we go. 2 outs. 2 outs. Texas hockey card way back. Stringer is the package when he's not, when he's more like unwanted Christmas paper wrapping. I don't know what that's about, but I'll tell you, it sounded funny. Oh, boy, come on, Holmes. D-Day, 80 years, 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Wow, can you imagine that? 80 years ago. Up, 2-2. I mean, 2-1, 2-1. Come on. One strike away, guys. One strike away. McDavid is just so good. To all his haters for not scoring goals, 41 points would say otherwise. No doubt. No doubt. We were just complimenting Florida, like how they held down. Was it, for playing devil's advocate, was it Kreider, Panarin, and Mika that weren't scoring, or was it Florida holding them down? Because until the other night, until that 8-1 game, McDavid hadn't scored the entire series. All right, guys, 2-2. We're still down to 1 strike. Still down to the last strike. Come on, Clay. Beautiful play by DJ. End of the game. Yankees win. The Yankees win. I'm not going to do a Sterling imitation. The Yankees win, guys. I will try to be on tomorrow night for the Gerrit Cole return game, Gerrit Cole's first game of the season. If I'm not on tomorrow night, I'll be back on again next week. You know how it works here in June and July. You know how it works here in June and July with me. So I'll try to be on tomorrow night for Gerrit Cole's first game back. Otherwise, guys, as always, much appreciated. Thank you guys so much for showing up. I got to take the basement mascot outside now, and I will see you guys either tomorrow or next week. Thanks again, guys. Go Oilers. Push 7 games. We'll see what's up. Thanks for showing up tonight, guys, and I am out.